Norwich Scenic Horn Baseball is on the air from Dodd Stadium. A Sunday fun day here at the ballpark as the Norwich Scenic Horns look to tie a bow on the season series with the Vermont Lake Monsters and cap the series off with a series victory as they will hand the baseball over to Justin Marks here this afternoon. That's who they'll put their trust in after a dominant outing by Hector Alejandro. He was electric for Norwich in that victory last night. 6 innings worked, season high in strikeouts, as we'll show you through some of those highlights in a ball game in which he follows up the no-hitter with electric stuff. You talk about that first inning, he strikes out the side. It was dominant stuff, untouchable stuff from Hector Alejandro. Allowed just 3 hits in the ball game and has continued to lower his season whip now and is trending closer to 1. His ERA on the season now under 2.5. It's 2.16 on the summer. Hector Alejandro with some filthy stuff as we show you some of those highlights, the swing and miss stuff, the chase stuff, attacking the strike zone, got ahead in counts, and as a result, he was so successful for the Scenic Horn team last night as the lobster roll. So the lobster roll staying perfect now, 3-0 when Norwich wears those lobster roll uniforms dating back to the 2018 season. As we take a look at some of that stuff of Hector Alejandro. Took a little bit of time for the offense to get going, as it was the Vermont Creamies last night striking for the first run of the ball game in the 3rd inning. Some command trouble there early in the frame for Hector Alejandro. Allowed a couple of hit batters and a base hit by none other than Mark Quattroni to give the visitors the early 1-0 lead, but wait no further until the 4th inning where Norwich is able to punch back to tie the ball game at 1 apiece, and it was thanks to A.J. Soldra, who was able to crush a leadoff triple and was able to come home and later score in the ball game. Norwich able to get that ball game even. Here's a look at that opposite field triple as he's able to thread it out into the corner in left field. It sent Sam Cavosa on a mission to try and hunt it down. A.J. Soldier continuing to do what he does best. That's now 7 triples this summer for the Orange, Connecticut native who's headed to Seton Hall for good reason. He has been by far and away a threat and a danger in this lineup. He will bat in the number 2 spot. Keaton Dosa, the leadoff hitter. That 1-2 punch is going to be tricky here the rest of the way for opposing teams. And then you go to the back end arms of the bullpen. Jimmy Mulvaney, big ass, sure, yes, but a 5-out save for the Fairfield product, who was able to come into a tricky spot there in the 8th inning. A couple of base runners on, and Mulvaney will finish his ball game. 4 strikeouts after he faces 7 batters. Allowed a walk as well in the outing. ERA on the season for Jimmy Mulvaney down to now 0.75. The whip under 1.94. He's been everything and more for this Norwich team. As we take a look at some of those highlights and the swing and miss stuff from Jimmy Mulvaney, it's been at another level here as we'll run you through a couple of those swing and misses and those strikeouts. Jimmy Mulvaney was able to take care of the dangerous Vermont Creamy lineup that was on a roll. They had posted 14 runs over their last 2 contests heading into the ball game yesterday. And with that, let's get you the 3 things you need to know here ahead of first pitch this afternoon on this Sunday Fun Day. Sunday Fun Day, Scenic Horn fans. It's the final Sunday home game of the regular season. And with that, let's get you the 3 things you need to know ahead of first pitch. Thing number 1, the Norwich Scenic Horns back into the win column last night and are now a perfect 3-0 here at home against the Vermont Lake Monsters and 5-3 overall this summer. Thing number 2, that's right, Sunday Fun Day, the final one of the summer here at Dodd Stadium. Norwich is 3-1 here at home and 6-3 overall in Sunday contest. And thing number 3, Norwich is going to hand the baseball over to Eastern Connecticut State product Justin Marks. A 2-3 record with a 4.80 ERA. That's right, Justin Marks on the hill for manager Kevin Murphy as the Scenic Horns will wrap up the 5-game series with the Vermont Lake Monsters. 4 o'clock Eastern time, first pitch. Welcome back to Norwich and Dodd Stadium as we continue to count you down to first pitch on this Sunday Fun Day, the final Sunday Fun Day here at Dodd Stadium. Norwich is a team that's been on a roll. They enjoy playing here at home. 3-1 overall in Sunday ball games and 6-3 this summer in those Sunday contests. Nick Tomasetto's continue to heat up. The All-Star, he represented Team Rose City earlier this week. Another multi-hit performance in the victory last night. He had a chance to speak with us prior to this afternoon's matinee ball game with the Vermont Lake Monsters. He talks about his approach at the plate and what it's going to take for this Norwich team to find some more success as they close out the series with the Vermont Lake Monsters. For more on that, here's my conversation with infielder Nick Tomasetto. Norwich Scenic Horns ready to wrap up a 5-game series with the Vermont Lake Monsters here this afternoon. I'm Adam Plager, joined now by infielder Nick Tomasetto. We'll talk about the All-Star game as well, your selection for Norwich. Just talk about the experience you get to play in that game.
The All-Star game was awesome. I'm so thankful that I was able to be a part of it. The crowd was great. Getting to meet other players I've been playing against all summer. And just, overall great experience. I'm glad I was a part of it.
Your bats continue to heat up. Another multi-hit game for you. Just kind of talk about your approach to this at the plate as of late and what's just kind of been working for you.
Yeah, I was struggling for a bit, so just kind of got back to the basics, working in the cage every day, just staying loose, not trying to overthink anything, and just getting back to what makes me good, and it's been working, so just got to keep it going and stay consistent.
There's been no question Hector Alejandro has been a workhorse on the mound for this team. No hitter, follows it up with another quality start. 6 innings of one-run baseball. What's it like to get to play behind him?
It's awesome. It makes it fun just being out there for not that long each inning. He's getting quick outs, working ahead of hitters. We're making plays behind him, and it's been fun to be a part of. He's pitching with a lot of confidence, so we'd love to see that heading down the stretch.
Team defense has always been a focus this season. Another strong display of that in the ballgame last night. Just talk about that aspect of the game.
Yeah, I feel like early in the season we were struggling a little bit defensively, so it's good to see that pick up. And, just keep playing clean defense, and we're going to win a lot of games.
You guys get Vermont one final time here this summer. 5th game of the week against this Vermont team. How do you continue some success against them?
Yeah, we got to just take this one, for the series. It's been a fun series, and hopefully we come out on top today.
Scenic Horn fans, that is infielder Nick Tomasetto. It's a Sunday fun day here at Dodd Stadium. First pitch, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Well, Nick Tomasetto talked about how much he enjoys playing behind Hector Alejandro, and for good reason. Nick Tomasetto talks about that, and we take a look at those numbers as we'll pull that up for you on the screen. This is what he was able to do last night. Follows up that no-hitter with electric stuff. 6 innings worked, another quality start. He improves to 5-0 now on the summer, allowed just 3 hits and a season high in strikeouts, 9 in the ball game last night. And he finished his ball game in that 6th inning, striking out 2 of the 3 batters he faced. You look at the whip, it's certainly under 1, .84 for Hector Alejandro. Opponent's batting just 162. He's the ace of this staff, and when you hand him the baseball, you know you're going to get a good outing. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered. It was a Norwich team that was certainly scuffling. They had dropped their last 2 contests. They knew they needed to find a way to get back in the win column. Offense took a little bit of time to get going, but no worries there. Once Norwich got that first run, it was cruise control there from Hector Alejandro, who was on a roll in that ball game. There is a look at Hector Alejandro's numbers for you. We'll take a timeout. Don't go anywhere. Lineups, first pitch in the national anthem is coming up next right here on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they gonna know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
At this time, fans, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we will now honor America and those defending our freedoms with the singing of our national anthem. Performing the anthem this afternoon, please welcome behind home plate, the Plainfield Senior Choir. Thank you, the Plainfield Senior Choir. And now, let's play ball.
A beautiful rendition by the Plainfield Senior Choir, and that means baseball's right around the corner. And with that, we'll send you downstairs to Mike Neville, our on-field correspondent. He's going to talk about the keys to victory here as Norwich will look to wrap up the season series on a high note and win this series with the Vermont Lake Monsters. Norwich 5-3 this summer. They've already won the overall season series. Trying to win the series here this week over these 5 games. It's a split right down the middle, 2-2 for both sides. Here is Mike Neville. We go downstairs.
That's right, Adam. Big weekend series here for the Sea Unicorns as they look to sweep the weekend series with a win versus the Vermont Lake Monsters today. Back playing as the Sea Unicorns on the mound, they're trusting Justin Marks. In Marks' last 3 games, he hasn't been able to make it out of inning number 3, and opponents hitting a staggering .316 against him. If Marks wants to give the Sea Unicorns a win today, he's going to have his best stuff versus a very game Vermont team. And then, of course, the 1-2 punch. Dosa and Soldier have been stalwart at the top of the Sea Unicorns lineup all season long. They look to continue their perfection today. First.
Thank you, Mike. Well, that's what you need to know here as Justin Marks has the baseball from manager Kevin Murphy. Here's a look at the lineup card for Matt Fincher's Vermont Lake Monsters as they look to respond. Leading off is the third baseman, Tyler Favretto. Batting second in left field, Sam Cavosa. Mark Quattroni bats third in doing the catching. The cleanup hitter, Joey Gale. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Jackson Soroy. Sean James bats sixth at first base. Owen McKiernan into the lineup card. He's in right field batting 7th. Jack Rickheim is the shortstop here this afternoon. He bats 8th. And Jesse McCullough is at second base batting 9th. As Eastern Connecticut State product, Justin Marks handles the pitching duties. He's on the rubber for manager Kevin Murphy. As the Norwich Unicorns will look to wrap up this series on a high note, we take a look at those numbers of Justin Marks here this summer with Norwich. A 2-3 record, an ERA at 4.80, and a whip at 1.27. Trying to get himself back on the right track. His last outing came back on July 21st, lasted just 2 innings, and surrendered 4 earned runs to the New Britain Bees on 6 hits. The start before that, much better. 2 innings worked, did not allow any earned runs. 2 runs did score because of some errors committed by the Norwich defense. The last win for Justin Marks coming back on June 16th. It's been a while, and that was against the Brockton Rocks. A 4-2 win, 3 2/3 innings worked, allowing just 2 earned runs and 4 hits. Justin Marks looking to find his form here this afternoon and keep Norwich atop of the Future League standings, 31 and 18 through 49 contests, game number 50 of the summer. As Tyler Favretto will dig in, here's a look at the numbers for the leadoff hitter, who's at third base once again this afternoon for Matt Fincher's team. So far this summer for Favretto, the batting average at 250, 28 for 112 with 22 runs scored and 16 runs batted in. For the Kansas Wesleyan product, as the Plainfield Senior Choir continues to make their way off the field down the right field line. A couple extra warm-up tosses here for Justin Marks. The Norwich Unicorns will be in their home white uniforms with the white scripture of the Unicorns across the chest with the gold numbers. And the Vermont Lake Monsters in their road navy blues with the neon green trim. And the neon numbers with white outline underway here this afternoon. 4:08 local time as Justin Marks fires in strike 1. The left-handed hitting Tyler Favretto. Marks ready, and the left-hander deal is on the ground into right field, out of the reach of the diving second baseman Alex Irizarry. It's a leadoff base knock for Vermont.
The left fielder from St. Michael's College, number 28, Sam Cavosa.
Look at the Norwich infield defense over at third base, Nick Tomasetto. Anthony Tirado back in there. He's the shortstop. Alex Irizarry at second base. And Bo Jaworski once again the first baseman. That's the infield alignment from left to right as Sam Cavosa steps in with a leadoff base runner aboard. Aggressive and swinging through strike 1 is the Lake Monster left fielder. Cavosa so far this summer batting .268 through 56 plate appearances. Marks ready, the southpaw coming home. There is a pitch lifted back into the bleachers for strike 2. The Clown has quickly jumped to no balls and 2 strikes. Count control here for Marks, looking to locate his first out of the ball game. The Norwich outfield from left to right. In left field, A.J. Soldra once again. Caden Dosa back into the lineup as the leadoff hitter in center field as a swing and a miss, but unable to hold onto it was Connor Lane, so the at-bat still going here between Justin Marks and the left fielder Sam Cavosa. And in right field is Antonio Ducatelli. The pitcher-catcher battery. Justin Marks tossing once again to Connor Lane, who's got the catching duties once again for Kevin Murphy. Here comes the 0-2 home. There's a pitch sawed off. It's a fair ball down the right field line. Cavosa had some trouble rounding first, and the green light ahead for Favretto, who's around 30, will come home and score. It's a RBI triple for Sam Cavosa, and it's the Lake Monsters who strike first. Take a look at that triple and a swing on a pitch by Sam Cavosa, who was tied up inside. Unfortunately, no replay there for that one, but a beautiful swing inside out to fight it off there for Cavosa. It's RBI number 4 of the summer. Vermont once again jumps out to an early lead. This will bring up the catcher, Mark Quattroni, who had a RBI himself as Mark spikes one in the dirt. It goes all the way to the backstop, and this wild pitch is going to plate the second run of the inning. Early damage being done here by Vermont. And for Justin Marks, that is wild pitch number 8 of the summer. The off-speed pitch misses down and in, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes to Mark Quattroni. League leader in RBIs, he has 33. All-star representative for Team Three Rivers on the ground, chopped to third. Tomasetto on his backhand across the diamond. Low throw scooped up by Bo Jaworski. Take a look at that play by Nick Tomasetto, who's been on fire as of late defensively to help secure Justin Marks' first out of the contest. So we pull that one up for you here on the replay. Here's a look at that. Hard hit, ground ball, scorched to third. Tomasetto able to make a fine throw across the diamond for out number 1. We'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Joey Gill, once again in the lineup in the cleanup spot in this series. There is strike 2. Joey Gill so far this summer batting .246 with 18 RBIs and 20 runs scored. The 0-2 reaching out, and that one is poked foul. Chance here for Justin Marks to retire back-to-back batters here and try and minimize any further damage in the first. Not off to a fast start thanks to a leadoff single and an RBI triple by Sam Cavosa. There's a pitch through into left field. There is the third hit of the inning for Vermont. Joey Gale reaches. Already a big inning for Vermont, looking for more. We'll bring up the designated hitter, Jackson Soroy. Soroy, the riser, headed to Virginia in the fall. Batting .283 this summer for Matt Fincher's team with 24 runs scored and 7 runs batted in. Certainly enjoyed playing at home at Centennial Field compared to on the road. .323 hitter at home compared to just .206 on the road. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. Back and out of play, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Saw Jackson Soroy in the ball game yesterday. He was at second base. Soroy standing in at the right side of the box, 6 feet 175 out of Leesburg, Virginia. Early trouble here for Justin Marks on the Sunday matinee ball game as the 1-1 delivery is at the knees for strike 2. Norwich defensively at standard depth all around for a potential double play ball as count leverage building here for Justin Marks. Working from the stretch, the southpaw ready. The runner is in motion. That was Joey Gale. Going to have to return back to first as once again Jackson Soroy dumps the pitch foul off to the first base side. Off the top of the luxury suite deck and out of play. This is a trend that we've seen all summer long from Vermont. They certainly battle in their plate appearances. They are forcing Justin Marks to have to work incredibly hard here in the first. 1-2 delivery is swung on and missed for strike 3. Marks ties him up with the inside fastball on a big out number 2 for the Eastern Connecticut State product. Here's a look back at that strike 3 pitch. Tied him up inside corner, and nothing that Jackson Soroy could do with it. 2 outs, a runner aboard for the first baseman, Sean James. James was in right field in the ball game yesterday. There's a ground ball chopped to third. Tomasetto fields and throws across the diamond. Bo Jaworski to scoop it and end the inning. The damage has been done. 2 early runs for Vermont, and they're off to a 2-0 lead. The Unicorns coming to the plate next on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance.
Summer is here and the temps are soaring, but it seems like insurance prices are too. Let the Burns Agency bring the relief. Our quality coverage at unmatched pricing with top-notch service makes us the trusted choice for Eastern Connecticut. Home, auto, business, life, the Burns Agency does it all. We're a third-generation, locally owned and operated agency with 2 convenient locations. Walk in, give us a call, or chat online today. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Ready to go here in Norwich for the home first as we take a look at the lineup card as crafted by manager Kevin Murphy. Caden Dosa back in there. He's the leadoff hitter in center field. Batting second, A.J. Soldra in left field. Nick Tomasetto bats third. He's at third base. Sean Callahan, the DH, in the cleanup spot. Antonio Ducatelli bats fifth. He's in right field. Anthony Tirado, the shortstop, batting sixth. Alex Irizarry into the lineup. He bats seventh at second base. Connor Lane doing the catching, batting eighth. And Bo Jaworski at first base. He bats ninth. Ready to go. The right-hander, Mutz. His first delivery is upstairs for ball one. Hayden Mutz out of Kerhonkson, New York. Right-handed starting pitcher out of AIC. Blasting away on the delivery there is Caden Dosa into the glove of the center fielder Joey Gale for out number one.
Now approaching the plate, the left fielder from Seton Hall University.
So far this summer for Mutz, the AIC product 2-2 record with a 4.06 ERA. He'll make his ninth start of the summer in 33 and a third innings worked. 29 strikeouts with 10 walks. His last start was a victory over the Road Warriors, working 4 innings, allowed just 1 earned run and 3 hits. A.J. Solder into the box after a outstanding performance last night, helping power Norwich to a victory. 3 for 3 on base 5 times, drew a couple of walks, and that's going to get the job. A.J. Soldra back aboard, and the hitting streak will continue for the hard-hitting corner outfielder A.J. Soldra. Aggressive on the first pitch, has himself a 1-out base hit. I mean, what a swing there by Soldra. This brings up Nick Tomasetto. Had a couple of hits of his own last night, 2 for 4. Tomasetto now on the season, batting .307. First top of the order for Norwich, trying to get early runs back. Soldra aboard. He had a stolen base in the ball game last night. That was his 8th of the summer against Vermont. Now 15 in total. More than half of his steals have come against this Lake Monster team. Matt Fincher's talked time and time again about trying to control the running game, and it becomes incredibly difficult. See the speed of A.J. Soldra aboard. The 0-1 delivery is a fly ball lifted out to center field. Moving back is Gale into the right center field gap. Will make the catch on it. And that will take care of Nick Tomasetto for out number 2.
The cleanup batter, designated hitter from the University of New Haven, number 10.
We'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Sean Callahan, out of the University of New Haven. Callahan so far this summer batting .279 through 61 plate appearances with 9 RBIs and 12 runs scored. Trying to make something happen with 2 outs as he launches strike one foul. Back behind the plate, out into the luxury suite box area up above us. Callahan out of Newington, Connecticut. Spent his high school baseball with the Nor'easters. Swung a hot bat for Norwich as of late. Both his extra base hits coming against Vermont this week. He is blasting away in the air to center field. Sprawling out is Joey Gale to make an incredible catch to end the inning. We saw that from Gale in the ball game last night, and he does it again to help Mutts get out of the first inning unscathed. Sean Callahan hit it on the screws. But a better catch made out there by Joey Gale to end the first. A 2-0 lead for the visitors as we head to the second on Sunday Fun Day on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Select physical therapy, the power.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
On the concourse, behind the press box, we have Iliano's with their great tasting pizza. Be sure to visit Iliano's, 257 West Town Street in Norwich. Drop into our merchandise store, the point of sale. It's on the concourse right next to the main entrance. And kids, we didn't forget you. We have the kids zone, far end of the left field concourse by the picnic area. And remember, kids, following the game, you're going to run the bases and have a catch in the outfield. Leading off the top of the second inning for Vermont, the right fielder, Tufts University, number 16, Owen McKiernan.
7, 8, and 9 due up for Vermont. Justin Marks will try and fasten the seatbelt here in the second inning and try and slow things down for this Vermont offense. Struck for a pair of runs on 3 hits in the first. Owen McKiernan to kick things off. Tufts University product in the lineup here to close out the series as he'll take ball 2 that misses outside. Kiernan so far this summer batting .197 through 71 plate appearances with 21 runs scored and 6 RBIs. 2-0 delivery inside corner for strike 1. Nice movement there from Justin Marks. Some minimal action in the Unicorns bullpen. Murphy already has them up and loosening as ball 3 gets away from the catcher Connor Lane. Already a wild pitch here this afternoon for Justin Marks. That plated the second run of the ball game last inning. Marks ready. The lefty coming home on 3-1 is inside for ball 4. The 5-pitch walk to Owen McKiernan. Start things out for Vermont in the second. It'll bring up the number 8 hitting shortstop, Jack Rickheim. Rickheim did not play in the ball game last night. Slot in the 8 hole here. 221 hitters so far this summer with a couple of RBIs. That is 8 on the summer, and 5 runs scored. First delivery home, almost ran in and hit the right-handed hitting shortstop, Jack Rickheim. Rickheim rising sophomore out of Harvard, native of Atlanta, Georgia. Spending his summer Burlington, Vermont, as he swings and misses at strike 1 on the outside corner. Talk about pitchability and trying to command the strike zone. That's going to be a key here for Justin Marks. Is looking for him to chew up some innings here. This ball game within reach. Here comes the 1-1 home. Off-speed pitch just missing outside for ball 2. Runner aboard at first is Owen McKiernan. He reached on a leadoff walk. Count leverage here for the shortstop, Rickheim. 2 balls and 1 strike. The runner's in motion. Marks fired to first. Bo Jaworski got away from the Norwich first baseman. As Justin Marks was in the stretch, he saw the runner going, McKiernan, and tried to pick him off with a sneaky toss over to the first base bag. Unfortunately, it goes awry. And just like that, McKiernan into scoring position. The Vermont team that enjoys running the bases. Going to make the job a bit tougher here for Marks in the second. The 2-1 pitch inside. That one almost nailed Rickheim. Rickheim on the right side of the box, standing in there. 5'10", 175. Chance to extend the lead for Vermont in the first. The 3-1 delivery home is upstairs for ball 4. Back-to-back 5-pitch walks issued by Marks, as that'll bring out the manager, Kevin Murphy, to have a discussion with his starter, Justin Marks, who's encountered some command issues here in the second inning. Back-to-back walks as runners at first and second for the number 9 hitting second baseman, Jesse McCullough. I think this is going to be more about manager Kevin Murphy just trying to slow the tempo down of this ball game. All the momentum right now hanging out with the Vermont Lake Monsters. They're in full control here and in prime position to extend a lead in the second. Already 2 runs in the first inning. Pair of free passes issued by Justin Marks on just 5 pitches. 8 of his 10 in the second have all missed the strike zone. This will bring up Jesse McCullough. Jesse McCullough, out of Tufts University, rising junior. Batting 156 this summer, 7 for 44, with 3 runs scored and 4 runs batted in. Bunt attempt there up the third baseline. Marks fields it, turns and fires to first in time. Sacrifice bunt successful for Jesse McCullough, as both base runners travel 90 more feet. Runners at second and third for Vermont with 1 out.
The third baseman, Tyler Favretto.
Back to the top of the order, it's Tyler Favretto. Had a leadoff single, his first trip to the plate. Favretto out of Mont Royal in Quebec. Second summer with the Lake Monsters as the big breaking ball hooks downstairs for ball 1. Base runner at third is Owen McKiernan, and Jack Rickheim stands at second. To a successful sacrifice bunt by Jesse McCullough. Left-hander coming home downstairs for ball 2. There's pitching coach Ryan Hyde waving down to the bullpen to see if the green light is going to be given here. There's some action in the Norwich bullpen. The 2-0 delivery is in there for strike 1. On the outside corner, Connor Lane was set up there. Marks hit his spot perfectly. First baseman Bo Jaworski playing in off the first base bag, and the same goes for Nick Tomasetto at third. 2-1 delivery is taken low and away for ball 3. And Marks in danger of walking the bases loaded. He is shortest start of the summer. And a bullpen that's been taxed throughout the week as he offers strike 2, just catching the outer black for strike 2, and the count is run full. Kyle Dombrowski out of the Cinecorn dugout. The catcher's crouch right by the side of Kevin Murphy. Here comes the full count delivery. It is lifted foul. Out into the bleachers on the third base side, and the battle's still going here between the leadoff man, Tyler Favretto, and Cinecorn starter Justin Marks. Big tipping point of the ball game. Marks looking for an important second out. As Kevin Murphy watches from the top step, the 3-2 delivery is a bouncing ball, chopped to first. Jaworski thought about coming home, will step on the first base bag and is able to hold the runner McKiernan at third. So both base runners maintaining their positions at second and third. Important second out located there by Justin Marks. They'll bring up the left fielder, Sam Cavosa. Perfectly played baseball by Bo Jaworski to fake any potential throw home, chase the runner McKiernan back to third, executed perfectly, and then steps on the first base bag. 2 outs, and the infield defense back to standard depth as the first pitch fastball misses inside to the Right-handed hitting left fielder Sam Cavosa. He had a ringing RBI triple in his first plate appearance. That is RBI number 4 of the summer for Cavosa. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. Lifted back foul and out of play, and the count is even. Ball in, 1 strike. Marks has started to make an adjustment here after some early command trouble this inning, where 8 of his first 10 pitches all missed the strike zone to allow the first 2 to reach base safely. Here comes the 1-1 home. Down and in for ball 2. Sam Cavosa has crushed pitching on the road this summer. 471, 8 for 17, and now make that 9 for 18. He's a 500 hitter away from Centennial Field. 2-1 delivery inside for ball 3. Compare what he's done at home. Cavosa batting just 179, 7 for 39. He's enjoyed playing on the road. Big spot here, 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs and a couple aboard. Mark's ready, the 3-1 delivery home. In there for strike 2, and the count is full. If the inning were to continue, it would be a chance for the league leader in RBIs, Mark Quattrani. Done some damage already this series against Norwich. Southpaw ready, the full count delivery on the ground, out of the reach of the sprawling pitcher. Marks over to short. It's Tirado who fires across the diamond, and the inning is over. That could have been scary if it deflected off Justin Marks' glove. It snuck right underneath it, and there was Anthony Tirado to make the play perfectly and end the threat. 2-0 lead for the Lake Monsters as we head to the home second. On this Sunday fun day at Dodd Stadium, you're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports. Divino Digital is your one-stop shop for website design, development, and site management. Divino Digital uses the most up-to-date technology to develop their sites. Whether you are looking to build a small website or an e-commerce site with hundreds of products, Divino Digital has you covered. Check them out, located at 31 Hewitt Road in North Stonington, Connecticut, or give them a call at 860-373-7175. That's right, 860-373-7175.
University. Which picture am I describing? If you know, tweet that answer to 2 places, at Go See Unicorns and at CT Highway Safety. Once again, at Go See Unicorns and at CT Highway Safety for your chance to win. Good luck. Leading off, the bottom of the second inning, the USC Unicorns. Right fielder, Central Connecticut State University, number 24, Antonio Ducatelli.
If you're looking for energy, well, Justin Marks able to escape a big jam. Was second and third and 1 out, able to come back and retire the next 2 in order. Thanks to some help from his defense. Ducatelli standing in. Lead things off for the Unicorns. On the ground is short. Charging in is the shortstop, Rickheim. Fires across the diamond to Sean James to retire Antonio Ducatelli. Bringing up the shortstop, Anthony Tirado. Tirado so far this summer batting .252 and 107 plate appearances with 20 runs scored and 20 RBIs. The Cheshire, Connecticut native. Watch strike 1 across the outside corner. Tirado once again back at short. Then far improved defensively over the last 5 or 6 games. Not his woes defensively. We're certainly looking for strong defense the rest of the way as the push for the playoffs is on now. Final week of the regular season next week, and then it's the playoffs. Norwich currently sitting atop the league standings, 31-19. We approach game number 50 of the summer. Right-hander Mutz coming home. The 1-2 delivery is a fly ball lifted down the line in left field. It's going to sink into the... Oh my, what a play out there by a fan. Was able to make the catch before it sailed into the Lake Monster bullpen down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Anthony Tirado. 1-2 delivery coming home is downstairs, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tirado last game, 0 for 3 and drew a walk. 3 for his last 15 over his last 5 contests. The 2-2 delivery is swung on and missed for strike 3. Good looking curveball there offered by Hayden Mutz to take care of Anthony Tirado for out number 2. Take a look at that big bender. Full Tirado, who is out in front of it for strike 3. And there is the first punch out of the afternoon for the right-hander Hayden Mutz. Bring up the second baseman Alex Irizarry. He was not in the lineup ball game last night. Last played for Norwich back on Friday, July 26th at Vermont. Finished 0 for 3 in that contest. So far this summer, batting just 120 against Lake Monster pitching 3 for 25. Here comes the 1-1 pitch home to Irizarry. There's the big bender that just falls outside for ball 2. Irizarry over at second base. We've seen him spend some time at second and short. Played a little bit of third base as he chops it in front of the home plate area. There is the catcher Quattrani, who erupts from the crouch to make the play on it and end the frame. Clean second inning as Norwich goes down in order. It's a 2-0 lead for the visitors as we head into the third on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Age 9. Now, Caden, do I have a deal for you? We're going to play snippets of 3 songs. We're going to ask you to name the artist 2 of the 3 songs. If you do, you're going to win a nice pair of headphones courtesy of Sennheiser. So, Caden, I know you know your music. The first song, let's see if you know who's singing this.
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen is correct. Great job. You're halfway there. Now, how about this one?
Just a young gun with a quick fuse. Magic Dragon.
Imagine that. He's won. But let's go for the hat trick. Who's the third one? It's a color. Maroon 5. Great job, Caden. You got all 3 correct. You're going to win a great set of headphones, courtesy of Sennheiser. Thanks for playing, Caden. Enjoy the rest of the game, and thank you, Sennheiser. Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for your Sea Unicorns from the University of St. Joseph, number 20, Caden Murphy. Murphy now pitching for Norwich.
New pitcher in the ball game for Norwich. The end of the road, another 2-inning start for Justin Marks. Allowed 2 earned runs on 3 hits, issued a pair of walks as well. And no strikeouts, excuse me. One strikeout for the left-hander Justin Marks. They will hand the baseball over to right-hander out of the University of St. Joe's and Woodstock, Connecticut native Caden Murphy, who will make his 8th appearance of the summer, 7th in relief, a 2.70 ERA in 13 1/3 innings worked. 9 strikeouts to go along with 5 walks. First delivery home from Murphy is upstairs for ball 1. The last appearance for Murphy came back on July 19th on the road against the Worcester Bravehearts in a 16-0 victory for Norwich, where he pitched the 8th inning. We were confused the game went that far, but both managers agreed to play one final inning despite the run rule. Worked a clean inning for Norwich. Here comes the 2-0 from Murphy. There's a strike located on the outside corner. The dangerous catcher, Mark Quattrani, to lead it off. He grounded out to third his last trip to the plate. Made an incredible defensive play to end matters for Norwich last half inning as he lifts a fly ball into shallow right field. There to make the catch on it is Antonio Ducatelli, able to retire the leadoff hitter in the Vermont third. We'll bring up Joey Gale, who's made incredible diving catch after incredible diving catch here all series long against Norwich, especially in the back half of it, as the series has swung over to Norwich. Here comes the first delivery home to the center fielder. Just misses downstairs for ball 1. Joey Gale watches strike 1, cross on the outside corner. Gale, the right-handed hitting center fielder out of the University of St. Joe's. So facing a teammate of his here. See who's going to get the better of this matchup. Here comes the 1-1 delivery on the ground to third. There is Tomasetto. Strong throw across the diamond. And it's the pitcher, Caden Murphy, who's able to take care of his teammate on a 5-3 ground out. 2 up and 2 down here for Murphy in the third. Will bring up the designated hitter, Jackson Soroy. Soroy was a strikeout victim his last trip to the plate. The lone strikeout of the outing for Justin Marks, which lasted just 2 innings. Murphy trying to come in and chew up some innings here in the middle of the ball game. Provide Norwich an opportunity to try and battle their way back. Wasn't until the 4th inning Norwich was able to scratch across their first run of the ball game. This has been a slow-burning team offensively. On the ground, a short in the hole. Torado in midair is able to fire across the diamond. Jaworski outstretched to make the catch on it. We'll have to take a look at this one and try and slow it down. Anthony Torado in midair fired a bullet across the diamond. And unfortunately, it's an infield base knock for Jackson Soroy. Here's a look at that play at first base on the chopper hit to the shortstop, Torado. Here's that throw to first, maybe just a half a step. Soroy able to beat out that throw. Inning will continue for the first baseman, Sean James. Murphy fires ball 1 just over the letter line. Talked about the defense so much for Anthony Torado. That's certainly been far improved as ball 2 runs inside, and I think it might have clipped the bat. Sure did, of Sean James. Maybe the handle area, and the count is even. The runner was in motion. That was Soroy, but he's going to have to return back to the first base bag. Murphy, the right-hander, working from the stretch. Here comes the 1-1 delivery home, swung on and missed, therefore strike 2. Sean James, the first baseman, also has the ability to catch. He's a riser, also headed to Virginia out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Trying to keep the inning alive for the visitors. The 1-2 deliveries bounced foul by the Vermont dugout on the third base side. Defense for Norwich is vastly improved, and it's been much needed at this juncture of the season with the playoffs looming in the forefront, right around the corner. Even though that play is ruled as an infield base hit, that is something to build some confidence in for Toronto and this defense for Norwich. Here comes the 2-2 delivery, low and away, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner will be in motion here. That is Jackson Soroy, who stands aboard at first. Woodstock, Connecticut native. Murphy coming home. The runner going. It's up and in for ball 4. Inning will continue after Murphy retired the first 2 in orders, run into some trouble, an infield base hit, and a walk to Sean James as a pair on for the right fielder, Owen McKiernan. McKiernan drew a walk his first trip to the plate on just 5 pitches. That led things off in the second as Murphy fires strike 1 at the knees on the inside corner. Good spot there for Murphy to target. Murphy, the reliever, 6 feet, 185 as he towers down the rubber as that is over the head. Not by intention of McKiernan. And the count is all level. 1 ball and 1 strike. There was no intent to fire at the batter, McKiernan. It was an off-speed pitch that slipped from the palm of the hand of Murphy. The 1-1 delivery home is outside for ball 2. Count control has swung over to Owen McKiernan. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kiernan trying to snap a little 0 for 3 skid. Here comes the 2-1 delivery. Is reached out, missed for strike 2. Good looking fastball dialed in on the outside corner. Murphy just 1 strike away from getting out of the 3rd inning without any trouble. Runners at first and second with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Right-handed hitting right fielder Owen McKiernan. The 2-2 pitch home is a fly ball lifted out into straightaway center field. Moving back, Dosa, shy of the warning track, is going to make the catch on it and end the inning. Headed to the bottom of the 3rd inning next in the Rose City. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
The Norwich Unicorns are proud to celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. The point-of-sale merchandise store has you covered all season long and is pleased to offer new merch weekly. From the Norwich Navigator days to today, we honor our past and celebrate our future. Gear up today at the point-of-sale team store, open for all home games and 24/7 access online at goseeunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at the ballpark this summer, geared up in the Sea Unicorn spirit. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
Leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning, your Sea Unicorns. The catcher from the University of Connecticut, number 38, Connor
Lane. Connor Lane ready to lead things off here in the Norwich 3rd inning. The Saybrook native. 8-9-1 due up for Kevin Murphy's team. Connor Lane so far this summer batting .213 with 5 runs scored and 7 RBIs. 0-2 delivery, sliced to third on the backhand side. Favretto fires a strike across the diamond to retire Connor Lane for out number 1 in the Unicorn third. Bringing up the number 9 hitting first baseman Bo Jaworski out of Central Connecticut State. Bo batting .268 this summer. Showed bunt, pulled it back as ball 1 just misses outside. Jaworski with 4 runs scored and 5 RBIs. All those 5 come over his last 5 contests. Fly ball into straightaway center field. There is the speedy outfielder Joey Gale to cover it quickly. 2 up and 2 down. Back to the top of the order, it is Caden Dosa. He also flew out to center fielder Joey Gale, his first trip to the plate. Dosa trying to get himself going once again offensively. Trying to snap an 0 for 8 funk. Currently the team leader in batting average entering play. That was .366. First pitch home is downstairs. It gets away from the backstop Quattrani. Dosa trying to also snap out of a streak where he struck out at least twice in his last 3 contests. The strikeout numbers jumped up a little bit for Dosa. He's been a strikeout victim in 8 of his last 20 plate appearances. The 1-0 delivery home to Dosa is in there for strike 1 on the outside corner. Dosa out of Mill Valley, California, 6 feet, 195 in the right side of the batter's box. The even count delivery home on the ground is short. Rickheim charging in, fires to first. It gets away from the first baseman, Sean James. We'll see if that is going to be ruled as an error committed by Rickheim or a infield base hit. It was a slow roller over to the shortstop, Rickheim. They haven't put anything up on the big board yet, and they're going to rule it as an infield base knock for Caden Dosa. So just like that, he's able to snap. A little low for 8 skid. Back aboard. There's some speed on the base pass for Norwich. This will bring up A.J. Soldier. He has the lone hit of the night before the infield knock on a single into right field. Breaking ball trails inside, and the count 1 ball and no strikes to the Seton Hall product, A.J. Soldra. He was named Offensive Performer Player of the Game in the All-Star game earlier this week on Tuesday. The 2-run scoring double in that contest for Team Rose City. Ball 2 misses outside. Count control here for Soldra. 2 balls and no strikes. Soldra against Vermont, 10 for 26 now. Batting average over the .360 line. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. High and away for ball 3. Really hasn't mattered who Soldra's competing against. He is a sure threat in the batting order. His bat always comes to life in big spots for this Norwich team. He's always batted the 1 and 3 hole. Here comes the 3-0 delivery. It's going to be a 4-pitch walk. Hayden Mutz wasn't going to mess around with A.J. Soldra. And a couple of base runners aboard for Nick Tomasetto. Just the first free pass issued this afternoon by Hayden Mutz. A chance for Nick Tomasetto with some traffic on the base pass. Tomasetto was one of those victims that has flew out to center field to Joey Gale. That's what he did his first trip to the plate back in the first inning. Runner aboard at second, Caden Dosa. And A.J. Soldier stands aboard. He's at first. All kinds of trouble on the base pass. 1-0 delivery on the ground. Ripped to third. Favretto is able to collect it. He'll go the short way over to second to take care of A.J. Soldier. That's how the inning will end. Norwich threatens a hit in the inning and a walk, but they strained a pair as we head to the 4th here in Norwich. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Leading off the top half of inning number 4 for Vermont, their shortstop, Jack Rickheim.
It's the shortstop, Jack Rickheim, to lead things off for the Lake Monsters. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Matt Fincher's team as they hold a 2-0 lead. Both their runs coming back in the first inning. Caden Murphy has come on since the third when he was summoned into the ball game after it was just a 2-inning start for Justin Marks. Rickheim so far this afternoon has drawn a walk. That was on just 5 pitches. Murphy working ahead, no balls, 1 strike. The right-hander coming home, down and away, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jack Rickheim, a rising sophomore with the Harvard Crimson. Ball 2 misses upstairs over the letter line, and count control here for the right-handed hitting shortstop, Jack Rickheim. Delivery home, chopped foul, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rickheim coming into play with a 4-game hitting streak, 7 for his last 15. Productive bat in the bottom of the order for Matt Fincher's group. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The delivery home is punched back to the mound on a comebacker. Murphy fires to first. It is in time to take care of the leadoff hitter, Jack Rickheim, for Vermont in the 4th.
The second baseman, Jesse McCullough.
Hello back up for the second time. He had a sacrifice bunt his first trip up in the second. Propelled a couple of base runners over into scoring position at second and third, but it was Marks who was able to escape the inning. Not any damage done. Bender misses low and in. To the Vermont second baseman, Jesse McCullough. McCullough, rising junior out of Tufts, 5'9", 170. Chopper over to short. Tirado cleanly fields it and is able to fire across the diamond. 2 up and 2 down. Nice play there by Anthony Tirado. It was an in-between hop, and he was able to judge it perfectly. Strong outing so far in the making for Caden Murphy. To the top of the order, Tyler Favretto. 1 for 2 so far is his box score in this matinee ball game. Singled his first trip, punching a base hit into right field and grounded out to the first baseman, Bo Jaworski, back in the second. Up again for the third time in just inning number 4 as he watches strike 1 cross the outside corner. Favretto's been a staple in this lineup. More times than not, he's batting leadoff or right around there. The engineer looking for try and start things out, and he's been quite successful in his time with Vermont. 1-1 delivery is in the air to center field. Moving over is going to be A.J. Solder in the left center field gap to make the catch on it and end the inning. 1, 2, 3. Down goes Vermont in the 4th. Headed to the home 4th next year in the Rose City. This is Scenic Horn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
Summer is here and the temps are soaring, but it seems like insurance prices are too. Let the Burns Agency bring the relief. Our quality coverage at unmatched pricing with top-notch service makes us the trusted choice for Eastern Connecticut. Home, auto, business, life, the Burns Agency does it all. We're a third-generation, locally owned and operated agency with 2 convenient locations. Walk in, give us a call, or chat online today. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Norwich Scenic Horns are proud to partner with attorney John Heyman to bring a Reason to Ride bike night to Dodd Stadium on Wednesday, July 31st as a part of a doubleheader with the New Britain Bees. Riders can enter their bikes into a contest to win prizes, and proceeds from the special entry fee that includes a ticket to the game will go to help needy veterans. For more information, please reach out to Casey Collins via email at casey@goscenichorns.com. Once again, a Reason to Ride bike night coming next Wednesday, July 31st. Part of a doubleheader with the New Britain Bees, as the gates will open right around 4:30 local time. First pitch home is inside to Sean Callahan. It's a makeup game between the Bees and the Norwich Scenic Horns. Delivery home from Mutz is sliced foul, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Middle of the order due up for Norwich, 4, 5, and 6. Mutz has held the Norwich offense in check to just 2 hits. Swinging away, fly ball lifted into the air into left center field. It's going to be the left fielder, Sam Cavosa, who's going to make the catch on it. This is a strong outfield defense and really defensively throughout the diamond for Vermont. They can cover a lot of ground almost anywhere. And I think that was shown on full display last night when it was the shortstop able to make a catch all the way in foul ground right by the chalk line on the third base side. Certainly an athletically gifted ball club. It's been a big reason why Vermont's been so successful this summer. Right back up the middle, it's a base hit. Antonio Ducatelli is able to get himself aboard. It's a 1-out base runner for Norwich here in the 4th. That's the second time this afternoon that Ducatelli's been aggressive on the first pitch, and that time it pays off. Third hit of the ball game for Norwich as Anthony Tirado steps in. Delivery home to the Norwich shortstop is up and away for ball 1. Tirado trying to snap a 0 for 6 skid. He was a strikeout victim his last trip to the plate back in the 2nd inning. Hayden Mutz working from the stretch, and the delivery home on the ground, chopped foul for space side. There to scoop it up. One of the members of the Norwich coaching staff. That was, in fact, the manager, Kevin Murphy, who was over by the Norwich bullpen. He works his way back into the dugout on the first base side. The 1-1 delivery is popped back foul off the railing. It's going to trickle back down the bleachers all the way to the front row it goes. Some count leverage, 1 ball and 2 strikes to the UMass product, Anthony Tirado. Tirado just 1 for 8 this summer, 125 average against Vermont pitching. Trying to battle with 2 strikes as ball 2 misses outside. Quattrani was set up out there. Maybe a potential pickoff play intended if Ducatelli was going to go. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the Norwich shortstop, Anthony Tirado, who bats from the left side. He's able to punch it back foul to the screen, and the count is even. The battle still going. Tirado, left-handed hitting shortstop, 6'1", 160. Played his high school career at Cheshire Academy under head coach Anthony Giano, team captain as a senior. Was also named the team MVP. Currently trying to take those talents to UMass, where he redshirted as a freshman. The runner, Ducatelli's going on the line to left field. Kavosa's going to play it on a hop. Back-to-back base knocks for Norwich here with an out and a couple of runners aboard.
The second baseman, Alex Irizarry.
Job there by Toronto to fight it off and dump it into left field as he goes the opposite way. If we can bring that one back for you when we get a moment. That's the kind of approach you're looking for from Toronto. Able to take the pitch and swat it out into left field. Kavosa had to play it on a hop. Certainly thought about selling out for it, but thought better of it. Ducatelli can run well, and that could have potentially played it a run for Norwich. Instead, runners at first and second for Alex Irizarry. Number 7 hitter in the lineup, who's over at second base, the Quinnipiac transfer. Began his tenure at Maryland. Did not play this past season after he transferred to Quinnipiac, as time has been called by Mark Quattroni, as Hayden Mutz has fallen behind quickly. 2 balls and no strikes. Irizarry in 2023 batted just 143 in 5 contests. Started a game at Maryland, not just 7 plate appearances. Prior to that, Irizarry was a force at East Catholic High School. Was the number 4 ranked shortstop in Connecticut by perfect game. Batted .434 with an on-base percentage of .511, slugging .776, OPS over 1,000. And he led East Catholic to a perfect 25-0 season and a CCC East title. The 2-0 delivery up and away for ball 3. Irizarry's a kid that certainly can make the action happen. Trying to snap a brief skid right now. 0 for his last 8. Good time to do it with runners at first and second. We'll watch strike 1 at the top of the zone. Irizarry was ready to pack his bags and travel to first base. A high strike call will keep in the left-handed hitting second baseman, Alex Irizarry. Ducatelli at second and Toronto, the base runner, at first. Mutz working from the stretch. The 3-1 delivery is outside, and this time Irizarry waits to make sure that it indeed is ball 4. 5-pitch walk to Irizarry. And Norwich has them loaded for Connor Lane. You're looking for power. Connor Lane certainly has all kinds of it. Batted .509 in his senior campaign at Old Saybrook. Was a two-way player, and this is going to bring out Matt Fincher. There's already some action in the Lake Monster bullpen. Norwich threatening here in the 4th. Matt Fincher wants to talk things over as the entire Lake Monster infield defense is going to converge to the pitching rubber here. Force out everywhere. I think this is going to be more situational than anything. Make sure everyone's on the same page and also lower the blood pressure here of his starter Hayden Mutz, trying to settle him down here. Big spot in the ball game. Norwich trying to close the gap here as they trail by a pair. Matt Fincher is going to depart unattended. He's going to leave in his starter Hayden Mutz to try and battle his way out of this thing. In a bases loaded jam with 1 out in the home 4th. Connor Lane has a home run to his name. It was just a single shot solo home run. Norwich struggled last game with runners in scoring position, but a golden opportunity looming for Lane, the catcher, as the breaking ball captures the strike zone for strike 1. Lane grounded out to third, his first time up. Chance to get Norwich on the board here in the 4th. Right-hander Mutz coming home. The 0-1 delivery is a strike on the inside corner. And quickly the count has jumped to no balls and 2 strikes. Lane was a 2-time All-State selection with Old Saybrook. We'll head to UConn in the fall as ball 1 pops in and out of the mitt. of the catcher Mark Quattroni up the third baseline, but not into a position where Ducatelli could even think about coming home. Irizarry aboard at first, Tirado at second, and Ducatelli is the base runner over at third with one out and a 1-2 count to the catcher Lane. Butts coming home. It is cut on and missed for strike three. Connor Lane punched out for the second out in the Cinecorn fourth. Certainly a frustrated Connor Lane, who was up in a similar spot last night with the bases loaded and struck out. Chance, though, for Bo Jaworski to try and give Norwich their first run of the ball game and potentially bring it even. Delivery home is a breaking ball, a good one, too. Ever since Matt Fincher has come to the mound, it's been 4 straight strikes from the starter, Hayden Mutz, who dealt with some trouble here throughout the fourth inning. Fly ball poked down the left field line. It's the third baseman Favretto and Cavosa, the left fielder, charging after it. But it's going to find a hole in foul ground along the side warning track. And the count is 0-2 to the Norwich first baseman, Bo Jaworski, out of Brooklyn, Connecticut, 5'11", 175. Currently riding a 2-game hitting streak. Longest this summer was 6. That was from June 27th all the way through July 19th. In a tough spot with no balls and 2 strikes and 2 gone. Vermont trying to escape here without any damage. Mutz coming home. The 0-2 delivery spiked in the dirt. It gets away. Ducatelli thought about it and then stumbled and will backtrack back to the third base bag. There's a wipeout pitch there from Hayden Mutz. Handcuffed the catcher Mark Quattroni, but he did a good job to quickly recover. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bo Jaworski, who has been on fire as of late. Here comes the 1-2. That is poked over the head of the second baseman, McCullough. 1 run will come home to score, and so will Tirado. It's a 2-run scoring RBI base knock for Bo Jaworski. RBI 6 and 7 of the summer, and we're all even at 2. Oh, what a 2-strike approach there by Bo. Oh, he certainly knows what's up. Able to flip it over the head of Jesse McCullough and dump it into right field. Ducatelli and Tirado scores, and that's what you're looking for. With runners in scoring position, and why not the number 9 spot in the order. Bo Jaworski, who had come into the ball game batting .370 over his last 5 contests, is able to get the job done, and we're all square at 2. Aiden Dosa watches ball 1 miss up and in. Dosa reached on an infield base hit. It was just the second hit of the ball game for Norwich. Now 2 runs on 5 hits. Here comes the 1-0 pitch home to Dosa. On the ground, chopped to third. Favretto is going to speed his way over to the bag at third to take care of Alex Irizarry. That's how the inning will end, but not before Bo Jaworski comes through in the clutch with a 2-strike, 2-run RBI single. We're all tied at 2 here in Norwich. This is Cinecorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Here at Dodd Stadium, it's time for our horse race. Let's go down to Tyler for the call.
Thank you, Ed. All right, who am I here with? All right, and we're going to be doing the horse race. So you see Gigi right over there at the other foul line. That is going to be the finish line. And there is no running. You guys are going to have to gallop like a horse. And if you run, you guys will be disqualified, all right? You guys ready? All right, you guys take it over here. All right, ready, set, go. Jack's taking the early lead. Now it's tied. You guys might have to pick it up. You guys can't all win. Come on. Still really close. Looks like it's going to be a photo finish.
Jack might have snuck it out there. I think Jack won that one. Might have to take a look, though. But you guys are not going to go home empty-handed either. You guys are going to get some prizes. Good job, everybody. And I know all these fans are disappointed to have to hear Ed talk, but you can talk now.
Thank you, Tyler. This is his last game. Leading off the top of the fifth inning for the Lake Monsters, the left fielder, Sam Cavosa.
Caden Murphy back out for his third inning of duty. Aggressive on the first pitch. Sam Cavosa is able to fight it off and punch it down right field. Leadoff base hit. Aggressive on the first pitch. There was Sam Cavosa. Take a look at that swing. I don't know how he was able to muscle that out into right field. Sawed it off. Inside out. Opposite way. Base hit over the head of Bo Jaworski. First hit against Caden Murphy so far through his 2+ innings as he meets with Mark Quattrani. Aggressive on the first pitch, dumped in front of A.J. Soldrup. 2 pitches and 2 base knocks. And it's the Lake Monsters immediately threatening here in the 5th. After Norwich came back to tie it thanks to Bo Jaworski. This is the top of the order that has been so dangerous. Joey Gale's going to get a chance with the pair on and nobody out. Joey Gale's 1 for 2 so far this afternoon. Has singled to left and has also grounded out to third. Third baseman Tomasetto playing in at the corner, and so is Bo Jaworski. In front of the runner aboard at first, that is Mark Quattrani, who is in the conversation for league MVP. Batting right around the .330 marker. Over 30 RBIs this summer. He's been there the entire summer of the duration of the Futures League. In Burlington with the Lake Monsters. 0-1 delivery is bounced foul for strike 2. The big out for Caden Murphy to come and get here in the 5th. Still looking for his first out after being ambushed on his first 2 pitches to surrender the first 2 hits he suffered in this outing. Joey Gale out of the University of St. Joseph, same school as Caden Murphy. See if the right-hander can win this battle once again against the right-handed hitting center fielder Joey Gale. Murphy working from the stretch. Time is called. As Joey Gale wanted to strap in the batting gloves a little bit tighter here. Trying to protect with 2 strikes is the Vermont center fielder. 5'11", 190 out of Churchville, Pennsylvania. So Gale awarded time. Murphy wanted to check to make sure. This is, I think, more of just trying to tip off the reliever, Caden Murphy, from his rhythm. Ready to go, rocks and deals, the 0-2, reaching out after it, and they'll say that he did hold up. It certainly looked like he thought about it. I thought he had crossed the plane. Instead, they'll rule that he did hold up in the nick of time. Take a look at that one. Oh, maybe by a hair. He's able to tighten up to prevent himself from chasing after it, but it's not going to matter as he waves and misses at strike 3. Caden Murphy is able to come back with a big strikeout of the cleanup hitter, Joey Gale. And it's out number 1 for Vermont here in the 5th. Bring up the designated hitter, Jackson Soroy. He's struck out and has reached on an infield single. 2 on and 1 away. Popped up on the first pitch. Moving back is Dosa in center field. into the right center field gap, trying to tag and advance to third as the lead base runner. And doing so successfully is Sam Cavosa. He advances 90 feet. And now runners at the corners, but 2 outs. Runners at the corners for Vermont, and 2 gone. As Murphy's battled back to retire the next 2 in order after allowing a pair of singles to kick things out here in the 5th. We'll meet with the first baseman, Sean James. Here comes the first pitch home on the ground, rolled over to short. Torado will go the short way to his middle infielder mate, Alex Irizarry. After surrendering a couple of base knocks, he's able to set down Vermont in order and strand a pair. It's a stalemate here in the Rose City as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
And we have another announcement this afternoon. The Unicorns would like to wish a happy 25th wedding anniversary and 80th birthday to Grandpa Frank and Grandma Terry. Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for the Lake Monsters, Middlebury College, number 34, Charlie Cutts. Cutts now pitching for
The Norwich Unicorns are proud to announce the ring giveaway happening this Thursday, August 1st, when the Brockton Rocks are in town. As the Norwich Unicorns season-long celebration of the 30th season of baseball at Dodd Stadium continues to move along. The first 1,000 fans will have a chance for a replica championship ring to honor the 2023 Future League champion Norwich Unicorns. All of the rings will be the same size and will make a great trophy piece for all of the Unicorn fans. Please join us as the Unicorns welcome in the Brockton Rocks on Thursday, August 1st, 6:30 first pitch, and the gates will open up at 5:30. Once again, that is the ring giveaway. You don't want to miss it. Get your tickets now at GoSeeUnicorns.com. New pitcher in the ball game for the Vermont Lake Monsters is left-handed reliever. It is Charlie Cutts out of Middlebury. Rising senior so far this summer, 7.36 ERA, 0-1 record in 7 1/3 innings worked. He's allowed 6 earned runs in that stretch, 6 walks to 10 strikeouts. This past spring, did not pitch this past spring, but back in 2023 with Middlebury, a 7.71 ERA, 1-2 record over 28 innings worked. Trying to hold things here in the 5th in a deadlock 2-2 between Norwich and the Vermont Lake Monsters. A.J. Soldra to kick things off for the Unicorns, 2, 3, and 4 against the left-hander Charlie Cutts. Lefty on lefty matchup. Southpaw deals ball 1. It was a fastball that misses outside. Cutts, the left-hander, 6'3", 210 out of Dalton, Pennsylvania. Working from the stretch against the All-Star A.J. Soldra. The 1-0 delivery is bounced up the line, but it's a foul ball off the front foot of A.J. Soldra. Where's some protection down there? Good thing that is a vulnerable spot. Ankle area, a lot of things that you want to make sure you have protected. Soldra this summer against Vermont, as we mentioned, 10 for 26 now, 6 runs scored, 2 RBIs, a double, 2 triples. Also drawn 6 walks. Working in an even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. The delivery home from Cutts is upstairs for ball 2. Trying to attack Soldra with the heater that time was lefty Charlie Cutts. New pitcher into the ball game after was 4 innings worked by starter Hayden Mutz. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike to Soldra, who's 1 for 2, has singled and drawn a walk. To be solved by the Vermont pitching staff. Here comes the 3-1 delivery. It is outside for ball 4. 5-pitch walk to A.J. Soldra. That is now his 4th free pass he's been offered over the last 2 games. Nick Tomasetto to come to the plate with a runner aboard. Tomasetto trying to get something started for himself. So far 0 for 2 as flew out and grounded out. It's the Rutgers product out of Manawa, New Jersey. Was a freshman in his rookie campaign with Rutgers. Looking to compete for some playing time before he heads back in the fall. Soldra, the base runner aboard, has certainly caused all kinds of problems for Vermont pitching. The delivery home is downstairs to the Norwich third baseman, who is also an all-star selection. Tomasetto coming into play here this afternoon with a .307 batting average. One of 5 Scenic Horns with a batting average over the 300 marker as once again they check on Soldra. Guys back in head first safely to the first base bag, who's watched over there by Sean James, who's over at first this afternoon. Soldra in motion, the 1-0 delivery misses outside. It's a good throw from Quattrani on the backhand side, though, of the shortstop, Rickheim. It's a nice swipe bag of the summer for Soldra against Vermont and his 16th overall. And Norwich has a potential go-ahead run into scoring position with no outs. Count leverage here for Tomasetto, 2 balls and no strikes. Cutts working from the stretch to check on Soldra. Ready to come home. The 2-0 delivery is sawed off foul. Out into the bleachers, and it'll trickle its way out into the concourse on the first base side. Catcher Quattrani set up inside to the righty bat of Tomasetto as it misses. Ooh, that looked up and in from up here. High strike call as the count level. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It turned away Nick Tomasetto. Instead, he's going to have to try and battle here with 2 strikes on him. Count is level 2-2 with Soldra aboard at second. Left-hander ready to come home, and the 2-2, that one runs all the way into the backstop it goes. That wild pitch is going to advance Soldra to third. And the count is run full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full, 3-2 to the right-handed hitting third baseman Nick Tomasetto. Cuts coming home. That one hit on the screws, bounced to second. McCullough's only plays to first. It'll get the job done. It's an RBI ground out for Nick Tomasetto. And it's the Scenic Horns who take the lead here in the fifth. It's 3-2. We'll bring you up the DH, Sean Callahan, who's flew out in both of his trips to the plate. Once to center. His last trip was a fly ball out to the left fielder, Sam Kavosa. One gone for Norwich as they bat in the home fifth, but now have taken the lead after trailing 2-0. Exactly what you were looking for. Despite giving up those early 2 runs, it really felt like if you could quiet down this Vermont offense, which was firing on all cylinders to begin this ball game. Marks had to work out of some trouble in the second. Caden Murphy doing the same. That was last half inning to start things off in the fifth. Which was battled back with 3 runs of their own. 2 in the fourth, 1 more here in the fifth. Count is 2 balls and no strikes to Antonio Ducatelli. The 2-0 delivery home is inside for ball 3. The Levittown, New York native, Antonio Ducatelli, Sean Callahan. Antonio Ducatelli who waits on deck. Callahan out of the University of New Haven. See if he's going to take or be aggressive. The 3-0, it was a stone cold take on a fastball dotted on the inside corner. Callahan 6 feet, 180. Entering play was a 200 hitter against Vermont pitching. Now 3 for 17 this summer as the 3-1 pitch is tapped foul and the count is run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 4 runs scored, 3 RBIs, along with a double and a home run. For the Norwich corner outfielder, who was also named to the Connecticut High School Coaches Association Class LL All-State First Team in 2022. And Game Time Connecticut 2022 All-Team First Team, but waves and misses on strike 3. Able to battle back from a 3-0 deficit was Charlie Cutts. Able to strike out Sean Callahan for out number 2 in the Norwich fifth. This will bring up now the Levittown, New York native Antonio Ducatelli.
Right fielder Antonio Ducatelli.
Ducatelli last played July 25th, 1 for 3 with a run scored and also drew a walk. That was back in Burlington in that ball game on Wednesday. Kelly out in right field here this afternoon. Count in his favor, 1 ball, no strikes, and is going to jump to 2-0. Ducatelli so far this afternoon is 1 for 2. He had a base hit into center field his last time up. That was back in the 4th inning. A little different type of approach here at the plate against the reliever Cutts. Aggressive in his first 2 plate appearances, swinging on the first pitch. Here comes the 2-0 home. Bounce back to the screen for strike 1. Cutts trying to advertise his fastball to try and come back in the count. The 2-1 delivery home is taken downstairs for ball 3. Ducatelli 6'1", 200 the measurables. Just wrapped his sophomore campaign up at Central Connecticut. Here comes the 3-1 delivery inside for ball 4. 5-pitch walk to Antonio Ducatelli will keep the inning alive for Anthony Tirado. Well, the free passes have been an issue ever since the series has swung into the Rose City. Vermont issuing 9 walks in the loss last night. Here this afternoon, that is going to be walk number 4. That starts out the left-handed hitting shortstop Torado with the first pitch strike. Torado reached on a single out into left field his last trip up. That was back in the 4th inning to help start the engines of the Norwich offense. A check back in on the base runner. Guttelli dives back in head first safely. Torado has struck out and singled. UMass product out of Cheshire, Connecticut, 6'1", 160. At the left side of the box, trying to battle here and continue this home 5th. The 0-1 delivery coming home is swung through for strike 2. Cloudy skies here in eastern Connecticut hovering over the ballpark, 78 degrees and some precipitation expected later tonight. Potential rain showers around 9 o'clock local time. It's always nice to get in these day games. You don't have to worry about that really becoming a factor. Here comes the 0-2 delivery. It's swung on and missed. The runner, Ducatelli, was in motion. It's not going to matter as the second strikeout of the inning will conclude matters for Norwich in the 5th, but they've taken the lead thanks to an RBI ground out from Nick Tomasetto. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
I direct your attention now to the first base side of Dodd Stadium. It's time for the Old Sleep pillow fight. So let's go down to Gigi for the call.
Thanks, Ed. All right, I'm down here with
Henry, the winner.
And
Jack.
all right, and they're going to be having a pillow fight. So I'm going to give you guys about 30 seconds to have your fight, and the crowd is going to choose afterwards who won, all right? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh no! Henry knocks it out of Jack's hands and beats it to the ground. Oh my God! Oh no, Henry, okay. Oh, he fumbles it. All right, okay, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, so let's hear it for Jack. And let's hear it for Henry. All right, congratulations, Henry. You win a Dodd Stadium prize pack. Back to you, Ed.
Thank you, Gigi. Thanks, guys. Old Sleep of South Wyndham and USC Unicorns want you to arrive home safely and have a great night of sleep. Fans, if you're in need of a new mattress, pillows, maybe a recliner, please visit Old Sleep, Route 32. They're in South Wyndham, Connecticut. Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching the USC Unicorns from Eastern Connecticut State University. Number 31, Tyler Rice. Rice now pitching for Norwich.
New pitcher in the ballgame as we get set to commence matters here in the 6th inning. As Norwich will hand the baseball over to right-handed reliever Tyler Rice. Rising senior, 5'10", 170 out of Eastern Connecticut State. Berlin, Connecticut native, has the baseball from manager Kevin Murphy to try and hold things here in the 6th after Norwich has battled back to take the lead despite trailing early in this contest. 2-0 after the first inning. So far this summer for the Southpaw Tyler Rice. 4 innings pitched, ERA flatlined at 0. Has allowed no earned runs, has struck out 5 and has just walked 1. Recent addition to the pitching staff is Tyler Rice as he fires strike 1 down at the knees to the right-handed hitting right fielder Owen McKiernan. Opponents batting just 143 against Rice this summer. Makes his 4th appearance of the summer. The 0-1 delivery, thought about it, and they'll say that he did go for strike 2. Certainly just looking for strikes and for Rice to command the strike zone here against this Vermont offense and try and get this game to the back end arms of the bullpen. There's the pitch launched foul. It's going to drift out into the seats. A nice catch made over there by a fan in attendance about 4 or 5 rows back in the seats. Count has moved to no balls and 2 strikes to McKiernan. He's drawn a walk and has flew out. Right-hander Rice coming home. It is upstairs for ball 1. Owen McKiernan out of Tufts University, Durham, New Hampshire native. The 1-2 delivery home is taken upstairs for ball 2. This past season with Tufts, McKiernan a .259 hitter and 58 plate appearances. The 2-2 delivery is a fly ball punched out to left field. Soldier drifting back is going to make the catch shy of the warning track. Tyler Rice able to take care of the leadoff hitter McKiernan. It'll bring up the shortstop Jack Rickheim. Bottom of the order here for Tyler Rice to contend with. Rickheim is 0 for 1. Hit a comebacker to Caden Murphy his last trip up in the 4th. And was issued a walk his first time up back in the 2nd inning. Righty on righty matchup as a swing and a miss there that rolls back foul for strike 1. See how long manager Kevin Murphy would be willing to keep the line alive for Tyler Rice, who is going to plunk Jack Rickheim. He was able to turn his face out of the way, but he got caught up around the facial area. And for Tyler Rice, that is just now the 3rd batter he's hit this summer. We'll bring up the second baseman, Jesse McCullough, with a 1-out base runner for the Lake Monsters. Righty on righty matchup. The runner is going. The throw from Connor Lane is going to go all the way out into center field. And thinking of going to third was Rickheim, but he's going to stay put over at second base. It was a tricky pitch for the backstop Connor Lane to try and handle. The Lake Monsters have a potential tying run in scoring position with 1 out and 1 strike to the number 9 hole hitter, Jesse McCullough, who is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Runner in scoring position is Jack Rickheim. He's able to swipe second. 0-1 delivery is just downstairs, and the count is even. McCullough this past season at Tufts batted .323 in 93 plate appearances with 20 runs scored, had a home run, drove in 17, was a big bat in the lineup for the Tufts Jumbos. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. That misses up and in. Able to dance out of the way there was McCullough. Right-hander Rice working from the stretch. A check back at the base runner Rickheim at second, coming home for strike 2. And the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The number 9 hitter, Jesse McCullough. McCullough, 5'9", 170 out of Sudbury, Massachusetts. Trying to provide a lifeline here for Vermont in the top of the 6th. Rice coming home, and it's punched foul by McCullough, and the battle's still brewing here between the Vermont second baseman Jesse McCullough and the Norwich reliever Tyler Rice, who's making just his 4th appearance of the summer since joining the club earlier this month. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Lake Monsters and 3 runs on 5 hits for the Unicorns. Rice set at the belt, is ready to come home to Connor Lane, who is set up outside. Another pitch fought off foul into the bleachers on the first base side. There's some action in the Norwich bullpen down the right field line. Rice just trying to take care of McCullough before the lineup card flips over for Tyler Favretto. The 2-2 delivery again downstairs, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Norwich pitching this afternoon has walked 3 and has also hit a batter. Here comes the full count delivery, hit on the screws, straightaway center field. Played out there perfectly by Caden Dosa, who's able to make the catch on it. There's the second out in the Vermont 6th. It'll turn over the lineup for Tyler Favretto, who will dig in with the base runner in scoring position, and that's also going to bring out the manager, Kevin Murphy, who has called time. He's yet to signal down to the bullpen. We'll see what Coach Murphy's going to want to do here with some movement in the bullpen down the right field line. The entire infield defense is huddled at the mound here for a quick powwow. For the leadoff man, Tyler Favretto will step in a big spot in the 6th. Norwich clinging to a 1-run lead, thanks to a couple of runs back in the 4th and a run in the 5th. Both runs for Vermont took place in the first inning to kick things off against starter Justin Marks. Coach Murphy is going to keep his reliever Tyler Rice in this ball game at least for another batter. It'll be Tyler Favretto, the left-handed hitting third baseman, against the right-hander Tyler Rice with 2 outs and a base runner aboard at second. That is represented by Jack Rickheim, who reached on a hit by pitch. Favretto is 1 for 3 so far this afternoon. A single to right, grounded out, and flew out. Norwich infield defense at standard depth all around. Equal alignment as well in the outfield. The 0-1 delivery is taken for strike 2. On the inside corner to Tyler Favretto. Favretto trying to battle with 2 strikes against him. Righty coming home to the lefty. Favretto grounded over to short. Tirado there to make the play on it as he fires across the diamond in time to take care of the leadoff batter, Favretto. Tyler Rice able to work around a base runner in scoring position as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 3-2 lead for Norwich. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
The Norwich Unicorns are proud to celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. The point-of-sale merchandise store has you covered all season long and is pleased to offer new merch weekly. From the Norwich Navigator days to today, we honor our past and celebrate our future. Gear up today at the point-of-sale team store, open for all home games and 24/7 access online at GoSeeUnicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at the ballpark this summer, geared up in the Sea Unicorn spirit. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
to your Sea Unicorns, second baseman Alex Irizarry.
Charlie Cutts back out to work the 6th inning, as he'll meet with the bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9. It's Alex Irizarry to start things out for Norwich in the home 6th. Strong inning in relief for Tyler Rice, who is able to keep the score right where it is with Norwich in front by a run. Left-hander coming home to Irizarry. Watch ball, one miss outside. Irizarry so far this afternoon is grounded out on a little dribbler in front of home plate and has also drawn a walk. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike to the Tolan, Connecticut native Irizarry, who's going to watch ball 2 miss outside. Movement in the Lake Monster bullpen as well as Irizarry crushes one out down the line in right field, but it's hooking foul. Alex Irizarry tattooed that pitch, but it went soaring foul into the Norwich bullpen down the right field line. That's his spot right in his kitchen. But unfortunately for Irizarry and the Unicorns, that one drifted foul. Certainly had the distance for a home run. Maybe not the height, but the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The catcher Quattroni set up outside for his reliever Charlie Cutts. The left-hander coming home. It's up and away for ball 3. Irizarry's drawn just 1 walk this summer compared to just 5 strikeouts against Vermont pitching. Has worked the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Southpaw coming home, the 3-2 deliveries upstairs for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to the Norwich second baseman, and it'll bring up the catcher Connor Lane.
Tater the Gator and CT the Tiger, first base side, say hello. The catcher.
Lane is 0 for 2 so far this afternoon. Is grounded out to third and is struck out. Strikeout coming back in the 4th inning was with the bases loaded before Bo Jaworski took matters into his own hands to tie it. First pitch fastball misses outside for Cutts. Lane trying to snap a mini funk right now. 0 for his last 13. Trying to find his stroke at the plate with some count leverage here. 2 balls and no strikes. One of the difficulties, just trying to make that adjustment from high school pitching to collegiate pitching. It's been a work in progress this summer for Connor Lane before he will head over to Stores and compete with UConn. The 2-0 deliveries outside for ball 3. Success this summer has come in pockets for Connor Lane. We see him really get a hold of one. He can really crush it a long, long way. Certainly a player that is going to continue to grow into his game as he makes that adjustment to collegiate level baseball. Here comes the 3-0. It is taken outside for ball 4. And Cutts couldn't believe it. He thought it was right around the outer edge. Instead, it's a 4-pitch walk. And Norwich has runners at first and second with nobody out. This is going to bring out the manager, Matt Fincher. He's going to have a conversation here with his reliever, Charlie Cutts, and that's going to also welcome the entire infield defense for Vermont with a couple aboard and Bo Jaworski coming to the plate, who has been a thorn in the side of Vermont pitching and opponents as of late. Bo has been a clutch player for this Norwich team as Matt Fincher continues to buy some time as he meets with his reliever, Charlie Cutts, who's found himself in a tight spot here. Runners at first and second and no outs in the home 6th. After back-to-back walks have kicked us off here. The walk rate has certainly been a cause of concern to the Vermont pitching staff here in this series. It's reared its ugly head once again. See if Charlie Cutts is going to be able to work his way out of it, as Matt Fincher is going to give him a chance to battle out of it. Jaworski had a game-tying RBI base knock into right field, his last excursion to the plate. And has also extended his hitting streak now to 3 games. This is a stretch for Bo, where he's now batting over the 370 marker and is hitting right around the 290 sign as far as facing Vermont pitching. See what he has in store in his 3rd trip to the plate here this afternoon as ball 1 misses outside. It was a slow start for Bo, but to wait all the way until the ball game against the Worcester Bravehearts back on July 20th for his first RBIs of the summer. Ever since then, his bat has continued to remain white hot, and they are going to rule a balk against Charlie Cutts. That's going to move the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Alex Irizarry, the base runner at second, causing all kinds of havoc out there as Cutts is able to respond with strike 1 at the knees. A chance for Bo to provide some insurance for Norwich as he's turned away from ball 3, which runs in and hit him on the back arm. And Bo Jaworski's back aboard, and the bases are now loaded for the leadoff hitter, Caden Dosa, who's been all kinds of trouble and problems for opposing pitchers. This is going to be the end of the line for Charlie Cutts. Matt Fincher's come out from the top step, and he's going to make a move to the bullpen before Caden Dosa will dig in with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 6th inning. Don't go anywhere. Pitching change being made with Norwich threatening in the 6th. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for the Lake Monsters from Bryant University, number 33, Zach Davis. Davis now pitching for Vermont.
New pitcher in the ball game for Vermont is right-handed reliever Zach Davis out of Bryant University. He's a rising freshman headed to Bryant. So far this summer in the Futures League with the Lake Monsters, a 4.22 ERA, a 1-0 record in 10 2/3 innings worked, has surrendered 8 hits, has allowed 5 earned runs, and has struck out 3 as he meets with the dangerous leadoff hitter Caden Dosa, who will watch strike 1 cross on the inside corner. Dosa so far in this matinee Sunday contest is 1 for 3 as flew out, singled, and grounded out. The 0-1 delivery is waved at for strike 2. Dosa was named Marion County Athletic League champion, or won the championship in 2021 and 23. There's a pitch lifted out into left field. That'll get down. It'll bring home a run. Alex Irizarry to score. It's an RBI base knock for Caden Dosa. His second hit of the ball game has extended the lead to a pair. That's what we've become so familiar with Caden Dosa. Found his pitch, made the adjustment with 2 strikes. As Caden Dosa has given Norwich a 2-run lead, it's their largest lead of the ball game. Bring up AJ Soldra. Bases still remaining loaded with nobody out. Delivery home from Zach Davis is a called strike. Davis, the reliever out of Colchester, Vermont. The right-handed reliever, 6'4", 215. As ball 1 misses outside. Soldiers been a thorn in the sign, as we've talked about, against Vermont. 3 for 3 last game, including a triple. Has now 2 triples this summer against Vermont pitching as he swings and misses at strike 2. Chase the high heater. Some count leverage for the reliever, Zach Davis. Was as dominant as you could ask at Colchester High School. 1.88 ERA as a senior, as there's a pitch crushed foul out into the concourse of the third base side, rolling towards the kid zone out there. Count has moved to 1-2. 1.88 ERA, as we've said, a perfect 5-0 record over 26 innings. The 1-2 is hooking foul on the first base side. Another laser beam shot there from Soldra. This is what he's done time and time again. Battling with 2 strikes. Looking for any kind of mistake to hang around the heart of the plate, which he can cover. Lane at second, Lane at third, Jaworski at second, and Dosa aboard at first. The 1-2 again is swung on, and just getting a piece of it was Soldra. Battle still alive here for the Norwich left fielder. Here comes the 1-2 home, spike downstairs, and the count is even. Dosa coming off an unbelievable rookie campaign at NJIT where he batted .345 over 116 plate appearances with 16 RBIs, slugging .483 as a freshman. Here comes the 2-2 downstairs, and the count is full. After all that success, he was named America East All-Rookie Team. And prior to that was a first-team All-NEPSAC honoree at Cheshire Academy. A dribbler over to second. McCullough over to second for 1. Over to first, it is in time. 4-6-3 double play, but it'll bring home Connor Lane. And Norwich has taken a 5-2 lead. Strong transfer there from the second baseman McCullough to Jack Rickheim, who was able to complete the double play. 2 big outs. Jaworski moves to third base, and a chance here for Nick Tomasetto. His RBI ground out back in the 5th gave Norwich the lead. 2 in the 4th, a run in the 5th, and 2 more here in the 6th. Delivery home to Tomasetto is a bit wide for ball 1. There's a pitch. Leaping up and making the catch on it is McCullough. Oh my, what a play over there by the second baseman, Jesse McCullough. It was in midair to leap up and rob Nick Tomasetto of a potential base knock and a 6th run of the afternoon for Norwich. The damage is done. The Sea Unicorns strike twice, and they've taken a 5-2 lead. This is Sea Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for your Sea Unicorns from Quinnipiac University, number 41, Ryan O'Connell. O'Connell now pitching for Norwich. Leading off the top half, hitting number 7 for Vermont, the left fielder, Sam Cavosa.
Norwich has made a move for a power arm. That is Ryan O'Connell, who towers down from the rubber 6'6", 220. The Quinnipiac Bobcat has the baseball here to start things out in the 7th inning. Starts out the left fielder, Sam Cavosa, with strike one on the inside corner. Righty on righty matchup here as we kick things off in inning number 7. Lane set up outside. The 0-1 coming home is back to the screen for strike 2. O'Connell so far this summer in 2 appearances. ERA right at 0, inning and 2/3 worked, has not allowed anything, and a whip of .60. Held opponents to a batting average, that's right, nothing. No balls and 2 strikes. Connor Lane set up inside, and there's the high fastball. Gets Cavosa to chase the high cheese. There's a punch out from the tall right-hander, Ryan O'Connell, to start out inning number 7. Tied him up inside. It was a come and get me fastball. Cavosa unable to catch up to it. There's out number 1. We'll bring up the all-star catcher, Mark Quattroni, who's 1 for 3 with the base hit out to left field his last trip up. Norwich has been productive in the middle innings. 5 unanswered runs, beginning with 2 in the 4th, a run in the 5th, and 2 more in the 6th. Norwich is a team that has been slow starters. When the bats come to life, this is a hard team to stop from continuing to roll. 0-1 delivers a breaking ball that misses downstairs. Plenty of action there on the wipeout pitch from O'Connell. With some downhill action, but the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike to Quattrani. To the screen for strike 2. Quattrani, one of 5 catchers listed on the roster for Matt Fincher. Rising sophomore with Cornell. Trying to battle with 2 strikes against Ryan O'Connell. The 1-2 delivery is taken for strike 3. Ryan O'Connell with the big bender falling into the outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts to begin the 7th for O'Connell. There's a look at that strike 3. Big breaking ball tips into the outside corner. 2 away for the cleanup hitter, Joey Gale, with the bases empty. Ball 1 just misses downstairs. Ryan O'Connell, new reliever out of Waterford, Connecticut. Short drive away from Norwich. 1-0 pitch is upstairs for ball 2. Try to get Joey Gale to chase the high fastball. Count control for Gale, who waves and misses at the fastball for strike 1 at the top of the zone. Joey Gale this past season with the University of St. Joe's batted .246 with 20 runs scored and 18 RBIs. A rising sophomore when he returns in the fall. Here comes the 2-1 home, outside for ball 3. Right-hander O'Connell in the stretch. Lane set up outside. The 3-1 home is bounced back towards the rubber. Collected on a hop by O'Connell, who fires to first, and Jaworski is able to pick it and end the inning. A couple of strikeouts, and it's the Lake Monsters who go down in order in the 7th. It's stretch time here in the Rose City, and a 5-2 lead for Norwich. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
And sing along with Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Thank you, Select Physical Therapy, for sponsoring our 7th inning stretch all season long.
For all construction projects, commercial and residential, it's P7 Construction. They're local. Find them on Facebook. Once again, for all construction needs, check out P7 Construction on Facebook for more information. It's the designated hitter, Sean Callahan, ready to go here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Norwich has taken a 5-2 lead thanks to some production through the middle innings. Back 9 now, 7, 8, and 9. all that we got left in the final game of the 5-game set with the Lake Monsters. These two teams will meet one final time. That will come on Fan Appreciation Day on Friday. The count has jumped to 1 ball and 1 strike. Sean Callahan is a fixture in the middle of the order in the 3 and 4 spots as of late, thanks to some recent production. University of New Haven product, 389 average entering play here this afternoon. 5 runs scored and 6 RBIs. As the count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Callahan trying to get aboard for the first time this afternoon. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout as ball 3 misses outside. This past season with the Chargers, 55 hits. Set a single season record for most RBIs as a senior at Newington High School with the Nor'easters. The full count delivery is low downstairs, and guess what? It's another free pass by the Vermont pitching staff, which has been troublesome for Vermont and Matt Fincher's team.
For right fielder, Antonio Ducatelli.
Now the 7th walk issued by Vermont pitching. They had 9 in the ball game last night. Now 16 free passes over these last 2 ball games. And then when you look back at ball games, which have been so close contests, nail-biter type of games, every base runner becomes so magnified. You're allowed to take runners the way they've been presented to Norwich. Made it a tough task for opposing pitching of Vermont. The 1-1 pitch home. Crunch foul for strike 2. Ducatelli so far this afternoon is 1 for 2. Has also drawn a walk and has grounded out. Middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6 for Norwich as Quattroni tries to shake off the foul ball and also adjust some of his equipment and paraphernalia. Righty on lefty matchup here with Antonio Ducatelli in the box. This past season at Central Connecticut, batted .238, .407 on base percentage, and slugged .333 as ball 2 just missed inside. A close borderline pitch. The way of the left-handed hitting outfielder Antonio Ducatelli. 6'1", 200. Even count pitch outside ball 3. Last inning, Norwich did their damage after a pair of walks to start the frame. Another pitch outside the zone. We give runners at first and second. Instead, it's Ducatelli hammering one out to the right field wall. As he dumps it off the wall and right, it's the green light is going to park Callahan at third. A ringing double for Antonio Ducatelli as he wallops it off the right field wall. That's the kind of swing that he was looking for. Able to really jumpstart himself offensively as he crushes it out towards right field. A hanging off speed pitch was crushed. And second and third for Norwich for Anthony Tirado. The 7th hit of the afternoon. Unicorns in business once again in inning number 7, and still nobody out. Bullpen has had its difficulty once again trying to retire Norwich batters here. 1-0 home to Toronto is flowing in for ball 2. Count control for the Norwich shortstop as the 2-0 pitch is down in the dirt for ball 3. At the high school level, Toronto landed on the all-NEPSAC first team and was named Western New England Prep Baseball League Cleary Division Player of the Year as a senior over at Cheshire Academy. On the ground is short. It was Rickheim who was caught up there. going the opposite direction. That'll play to pair. Seeing eye, base hit, Anthony Tirado. And the lead for Norwich has grown to 5. That one caught the shortstop, Jack Rickheim, by surprise, who was screened by the base runner aboard at second, Ducatelli. Callahan and Ducatelli come home to score. The biggest lead of the afternoon is 7-2. Almost looked like a goaltender in hockey with a high screen set and a deflection to send the hockey puck into the opposite corner of the net. Very similar looking type of sequence there for Jack Rickheim. There was no base runner in front of him. I would have to imagine Rickheim is going to come up with that baseball more times than not. Perfectly placed single dumped the opposite way there by Anthony Tirado, who was able to shoot it into left field. 8th hit of the ball game for Norwich, and now 7 runs. All coming in the 4th inning and later. Tirado now hung up. The throw to first, Sean James got away, and it's also going to get away from the second baseman, Jesse McCullough. And in some odd way, Tirado is going to find himself into scoring position. This is a Norwich shortstop, Anthony Tirado, had 3 stolen bases back on July 21st, including a stolen base of home plate. He does not mind taking chances. More times than not, they've worked out for him. Irizarry batting, the 0-1 delivery misses downstairs, and the count is even. One ball and 1 strike to the Norwich second baseman, Alex Irizarry, with Tirado in scoring position. A swing and a miss there. Just tapping it back foul was Irizarry. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. All this coming still with nobody yet retired in the home 7th. This is certainly a welcoming sign for Kevin Murphy's team, as it was the home plate umpire who was caught with that foul tip. I believe it was just the foul tip. I don't think the backswing of Alex Irizarry caught the umpire. Want to make sure that he's going to be all right. Quattrani doing what he needs to. That relationship with the home plate umpire and the catcher, always so critical. They take care of one another back there. This time it was Quattrani making sure the home plate umpire is all right. Set to go here. The 1-2 coming home is taken outside for ball 2. Even count delivery downstairs. Ball 3 misses to Irizarry. Been a rocky inning on the mound for Zach Davis, who's yet to really get comfortable out there. Allowed a walk. And back-to-back hits in the air out into the left center field gap. It's going to be tracked down there by Cavosa. Tirado running quickly. He's going to advance 90 feet. Irizarry gets the job done with a fly ball out to Sam Cavosa. And an 8th run of the afternoon, just 90 feet away. Matt Fincher has come out of the dugout. We'll see if this is going to be the end of the road for Zach Davis, who's retired just 1 batter, and it was Alex Irizarry who flew out to left field. The signal's been made. This is going to be it. As Matt Fincher is going to make a call to the bullpen. Norwich still batting with the runner aboard at 3rd and 1 out. When Connor Lane will come to the plate next on the Futures League Baseball Network, and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for the Lake Monsters from Tufts University, number 5, Jack McLaughlin. McLaughlin now pitching for Vermont. Blue catcher, Potter Lane.
New pitcher in the ball game for Vermont is left-handed reliever Jack McLaughlin out of Tufts University, rising junior with the Jumbos. Connor Lane will watch a first pitch strike at the knees. McLaughlin so far this summer with Vermont, ERA of 11.32, a 1-0 record in 10 1/3 innings worked. A one pitch home is in there for strike two. Lane's trying to climb his way out of a bit of a skid at the plate. Chance to drive home Toronto from third. The lefty dealing home is fouled back, and the battle still going here between Connor Lane and the new reliever, Jack McLaughlin. Lefty set, though, too, reaching back and swatting it to the screen as Lane once again. McLaughlin this past spring with Tufts made just 2 outings. It was March 7th, allowing 3 earned runs, and April 12th against Colby, where he pitched a couple of innings. Trying to get his work in here this summer with Vermont. The 0-2 home is taken upstairs for ball one. Good eye there by Connor Lane, and although he's had some difficulties over the last week or so at the plate, he's had a good eye at the plate. Found his way on base at numerous occasions. Backed over his last 5 contests. Connor Lane has continued to reach base thanks to now a couple of walks. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Norwich catcher. Even count delivery, tied him up, and they'll say that he did go around for strike 3. So that'll end the at-bat for Connor Lane, who checked his swing. They do say he did go for strike 2. Second strikeout for Connor Lane here this afternoon will bring up Bo Jaworski, who is 1 for 2 as flew out and had a 2-run scoring base hit back in the 4th. Later hit by a pitch in the 6th. Delivery home to Jaworski is a called strike on the inside corner. Norwich trying to continue their winning ways here on Sundays. 3-1 at home, 6-3 overall. Off to a good start here with a 5-run lead in the 7th. A little bit of time before Norwich found their stride here. They've not looked back since a 2-run 4th inning to tie the game. Erupting for 7 unanswered. Weren't sure if they're going to call a balk there as Rado started to jog up the third baseline. Starting to go again. Trying to play some mind games right now with the new reliever, Jack McLaughlin. As there's a pitch pushed foul by Jaworski over the Lake Monster dugout on the third base side. Count is no balls and 2 strikes for the number 9 hitter, Cole Jaworski. Really been an effective player in Coach Murphy's lineup over the last stretch. The 0-2 home is outside, in and out of the glove of the catcher, Mark Quattrani. 2022, Jaworski was named Rookie of the Year in the NECC and was a 2-time NECC All-Conference first-team selection with Mitchell College, where he was outstanding at the Division III level, as he's going to watch strike 3 bring him up and end the inning. But Norwich once again strikes for a pair of runs, and the lead is 5. It's 7-2 as we head to the 8th. This is Sea Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Thank you, Ed. Now, before I get fired, I just want to apologize to all these fans that having to hear you all day, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so we're getting ready for this Dixie donut toss. We got Evan, so you're gonna have 4 attempts to get 1 donut on that helmet, all right? And if you get 1, you're gonna get a t-shirt, stickers, and a nice new water bottle. So are you ready? Let's go. Ooh, so close. Moving a little closer. And he got it. He's getting the whole prize today. Good job, Evan. Back to you, Ed.
Well, thank you, Tyler. Of course, fans, we had to hire Tyler. His dad is the general manager of the Sea Unicorn. We do thank Dixie Donuts for sponsoring our donut toss all season long. Dixie Donuts. Leading off the top of the 8th inning for the Lake Monsters, the designated hitter, Jackson Soroy.
Rolling right along here in the Rose City. It's a 7-2 lead as Ryan O'Connell is back on the hill for his 2nd inning of work after working a scoreless 7th, including a pair of strikeouts. The designated hitter, Jackson Soroy. Excuse me. Batter for Vermont, number 29. Gonna look at that in a moment here. There's a swing and a miss there for strike 1. Fortunately, I don't see a 29 on my roster sheet. Take a look here at the stat pack that we have as the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. It is Jackson Soroy, so my apologies. So Soroy, the batter, in an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Lake Monster designated hitter. The 2-2 pitch coming home is downstairs, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Roy so far 1 for 3 on the night, is going to reach base with a leadoff walk as O'Connell misses up and in. Leadoff walk has the Lake Monsters with the base runner aboard, and that's also going to bring out the manager, Kevin Murphy, who's pointed down to the bullpen, and that's going to be the end of the afternoon for O'Connell. Works an inning plus, allows a leadoff walk here in the 8th. New pitcher coming in for Norwich. We'll meet him when we come back. This is Sea Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching the USC Unicorns from St. John's University, number 36, David Rodriguez. Rodriguez now pitching for Norwich.
David Rodriguez, who is sporting a new number. He's now number 36, was number 39. Is going to get the baseball here from manager Kevin Murphy. He'll make his 10th appearance of the summer. His 9th in relief, a 3.56 ERA, 1.3 of the whip. Opponent's hitting just .212 against Rodriguez. Aggressive on the first pitch is Sean James, who skies it into the glove of the right fielder Antonio Ducatelli, who comes cruising in. 1 pitch, 1 out for the new reliever, David Rodriguez, here in the 8th.
The right fielder, Owen McKinnon.
We'll bring up the right fielder, Owen McKiernan, with 1 out and a runner aboard. Rodriguez coming home, fires the fastball in there at the knees. Rodriguez, the riser, will be headed to St. John's in the fall out of Trevose, Pennsylvania. The right-handed reliever. Offering that time, ball 1 that just misses. 6'2", 225. Certainly a powerhouse on the rubber. Certainly strike fear into opposing hitters. Fastball already in between 92 to 94. I'm sure that number is going to continue to jump up as he continues to grow into his body and develop and fine-tune his mechanics. Certainly a pitcher with a ton of upside that's headed to St. John's. There's a good-looking pitch on the outside corner to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez last pitch, July 24th, earned the victory, working 3 innings. Allowed just 1 hit against these Lake Monsters, as ball 3 just misses by a hair outside. A 2-0 record this summer for Rodriguez in the Futures League. Over 17 2/3 innings worked, 20 strikeouts to just 9 walks issued. He's been a strike thrower. He's certainly been aggressive, packing in the strike zone. Here comes the 3-2. Home is taken for strike 3. David Rodriguez has strikeout number 21 of the summer and out number 2 of the Lake Monster 8th. Here's a look at that strike 3 call, framed perfectly by Connor Lane. Didn't have to do a whole heck of a lot. He just had to keep his glove presented as a target. And Rodriguez spots it perfectly. Catch McKiernan looking. This will bring up the shortstop, Jack Rickheim, as ball 1 is pounded into the dirt. Leadoff walk issued by Ryan O'Connell, and ever since Rodriguez has entered the ball game, he's retired the first 2 batters he's seen in order. There's the fastball on the outside corner, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike to the shortstop, Jack Rickheim. If the inning were to continue, it would be a chance for the second baseman, Jesse McCullough. The number 9 spot in the batting order for Vermont. As ball 2 sails outside, a good stop there by Connor Lane. Set up inside, but was able to react quickly to get to the outside fastball. The 2-1 coming home is popped up. It tied up Rickheim. That is going to go crashing into the seats as it goes off a couple of bleachers, and a young fan is going to have themselves a souvenir to take home tonight. And the count is all even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jack Rickheim. Rickheim with Harvard batted .262 this past spring. There's a pitch, hooking, fair ball down the third base line. Just inside the third base bag is going to be a stand-up 2-out double. And runners at second and third for the Lake Monsters. As it's the number 8 hitter, Jack Rickheim, who's aboard for the first time tonight with a double. That is Rickheim's third double of the summer. We'll give a chance to Jesse McCullough with runners at second and third. Delivery home is slashed foul on the first base side. It was rocketed into the seats. I think everyone appears to be all right. No one really in that vicinity of the foul ball. We've already seen some dangerous foul balls go into the seats. Rodriguez working ahead of the number 9 hole hitter, Jesse McCullough, who's at second base. It was 0 for 2 and had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. As he bounces strike 2 foul into third base dugout. A little friendly fire. Count has quickly jumped to no balls and 2 strikes. McCullough this past spring with Tufts batted .323. 30 for 93 as ball 1 misses upstairs. This past spring, 5 doubles, a home run, and 17 RBIs for McCullough as a sophomore with the Jumbos. Trying to battle against Rodriguez with 2 strikes on him. The 1-2 is sawed off, just foul. Trying to shoot it the other way was McCullough. Battle still going, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rodriguez has not allowed an earned run over his last 6 innings of work. Trying to keep the beat rolling here with 2 strikes and 2 outs with a pair of runners aboard. The 1-2 coming home. Downstairs for ball 2. Wipeout kind of breaking ball. Fell right off the table, but a good eye there by McCullough to think better of it. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes as Coach Murphy watches on from the top step. Rodriguez coming home. There's a pitch, cracked foul out onto the concourse of the first base side. The runner standing at second is Jack Rickheim. He had a 2-out double down the third base line. And the runner, standing on third is Jackson Soroy, who began the frame with a leadoff walk. The 2-2 pitch tied up, bouncing ball to short. Toronto moving in on it, fires to first. It is in time. Strong defensive play by Toronto once again to conclude matters here in the 8th. Rodriguez able to strand a pair of base runners. And Norwich holding a 7-2 lead as we head to the home 8th. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, Major League Baseball, the final, the Braves 9 and the Mets 2. Red Sox, Yankees, 7:10 p.m. start, ESPN game. In the Futures League, a final, Road Warriors 11, New Britain 8. A final, Brockton 7, Nashua 6. Top of the 9th, Westfield 9, Worcester 4.
Thank you to Capital Property Group in Jewett City for sponsoring this broadcast on SN Sports on YouTube. Once again, thank you to Capital Property Group. You can find them on Facebook for more information. Ready to go here, bottom of the 8th inning here in Norwich. A look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The Future League Road Warriors winners on the road at New Britain Stadium, 11-8. The Brockton Rocks edging out the Nashua Silver Knights on the road at Holman Stadium, 7-6 winners. And the Westfield Starfires holding a 9-4 lead at home in the top of the 9th over the Worcester Bravehearts. And right here in Norwich, it's a 7-2 lead for the Unicorns. As it's the top of the order, Caden Dosa, AJ Soldra, and Nick Tomasetto. Once again, they'll meet with Jack McLaughlin, who came into the ball game, recorded the final 2 outs in the home 7th. Norwich has continued to produce offense after offense since the 4th inning. 7 unanswered runs on 8 hits. 2 runs on 7 hits so far this afternoon for Vermont. The 0-1 to Dosa's tapped foul. Quickly, the count has jumped to no balls and 2 strikes. Production coming throughout this lineup for Norwich. Including the bottom of the order with hits from Corrado and Jaworski, who are in the 7 and 9 spots, both with RBI hits. They have produced 4 of the 7 RBIs here in this ball game for Norwich. That's exactly the recipe you're looking for. Some balance in the lineup, and Norwich has enjoyed all of it here in this series against Vermont since the home series has come back into the Rose City. Lachlan from the stretch in an 0-2 count with the leadoff man Dosa, as ball 1 misses upstairs and a bit outside. Dosa at the high school level was a .361 hitter with 8 home runs and 20 doubles with 25 swipe bags. As a rookie at Yale, batted .272 with the Bulldogs, where he started 29 games, 103 plate appearances with 22 runs scored and 18 RBIs to go along with 5 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. A bright future ahead for Dosa, who battles in a 1-2 count. We'll watch ball 2 dive downstairs. And the count is locked up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Unicorn center fielder, Caden Dosa, who is 2 for 4 here this afternoon. Ball 3 is outside. Count is full. Lachlan in danger of walking the leadoff hitter, Dosa. The 3-2 delivery home is slicing foul. Out into the seats of the first base side, and a nice catch made out there by a fan. He's got a souvenir. There's been plenty of nice plays here in the crowd this afternoon. AJ Solder's the batter that waits on deck. That's the dangerous 1-2 punch that Norwich has in their lineup almost every night now. The 3-2 again is taken upstairs for ball 4. Dosa draws a leadoff walk to start out the 8th. It's been the arch nemesis all night long for Vermont. It's been the walk rate. That is now the eighth walk issued by Vermont pitching here this afternoon. Dosa aboard, he's got good speed. He already has 6 stolen bases this summer. Delivery home to Soldier is called strike on the outside corner. Soldier leads the team now with 16 stolen bases. See if Dosa will be on the move here. The 0-1 coming home is just outside, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander, the belt, that's McLaughlin. Waiting for the sign from Quattrani. The 1-1 home is downstairs for ball 2. Good block, though, by the Vermont Lake Monster backstop. That's Mark Quattrani, who's got the duties. 5'11", 200. The measurables rising. Sophomore out of Cornell. Been a busy man back there. Dosa's on the move. The throw from Quattrani hops on its way, and Dosa's going to be on the move to third as it goes leaking out into center field. Swipe bag number 7 of the summer for Caden Dosa. And the 8th run of the ball game stands just 90 feet away with a 3-ball, 1-strike count to the dangerous number 2 hitter, AJ Soldra. Had to expect that Dosa is going to be at the move on some point. That's exactly what Matt Fincher was talking about, trying to control this Norwich running game, especially with Caden Dosa and AJ Soldra. As Soldra swings and misses on strike 2. Count is run full, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Soldra. The full count delivery is taken outside for ball 4. AJ Soldra back aboard for the 4th time here this afternoon as he draws his 3rd walk. Back-to-back walks as Norwich in business here in inning number 8. And Vermont has matched their walk total of last night, 9 once again here today. It's been the biggest nightmare that has really haunted Vermont in this series. Chance for Nick Tomasetto with runners at the corners. Tomasetto so far 0 for 4 with an RBI ground out. The Rutgers product trying to extend the Norwich lead. So watch strike 2 across the inside corner. Good spot there by McLaughlin. Left-hander at the belt. Ready to come home. Soldra on the move. Quattrani fakes his throw. The catcher's indifference as Soldra takes second base. A wise decision there by Quattrani, and I had a feeling that Soldra was going to be on the move right there in a spot where it's almost better to just put the ball in the back pocket and hold on to it with Dosa at third. A swing and a miss there for strike 2. Have to almost imagine if that throw from Quattrani goes down to second, it's going to be inevitable that Caden Dosa is going to break for the plate. The 2-2 delivery is over to second. On a hot, McCullough drops it, recovers, tosses to first, scooped up there by Sean James. Dosa comes running home to score. It's an 8-2 lead for Norwich, and the second RBI ground out of the ball game for Nick Tomasetto. That's why we talk about those walks.
Designated hitter Sean Callahan.
And McLaughlin still not out of the woods yet with Soldra standing on third. And Sean Callahan coming to the plate. Callahan so far 0 for 3 and has also drawn a walk. Callahan trying to break out of an 0 for 9 skid at the plate. Chance for a 9th run for Norwich. Strike 2 is lifted into the seats. Off the luxury suite deck, it goes crashing back down about 5-6 rows back to a young fan who has themselves another baseball. Count is no balls and 2 strikes to Sean Callahan. The 0-2 coming home is hoisted foul. That's going to go cruising out into the kids zone by the Mashantucket Pequot Barbecue Pavilion on the third base concourse. Counts remaining, no balls and 2 strikes. Some movement going on in the Vermont bullpen down the left field line. Callahan waits for the 0-2 coming home, is taken for ball 1, just narrowly missing. Everyone watching from the top step of the Norwich dugout on the first base side. Callahan waits for 1-2. This is outside, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Norwich designated hitter, Sean Callahan. Back in the lineup in back-to-back contest. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Callahan as ball 3 also misses. Some frustration being shown on the mound from Jack McLaughlin. Had some command issues here in this 8th inning. Has already surrendered a couple of walks, in danger of walking Callahan. The 3-2 pitch is shot out into the left center field gap. Moving over is Cavosa. And tagging up and scoring is A.J. Solder. It's an RBI sac fly, Sean Callahan. And the lead is 9-2 for Norwich. Nice piece of hitting there by Sean Callahan. Able to take the pitch and send it the opposite way out to Sam Cavosa. Another 2-run inning for Norwich. And that's now 3 consecutive 2-run frames. 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Why not add 2 more here in the 8th? The 7-run lead as as Antonio Ducatelli comes to the plate with the bases empty. Strike 1 nails the outside corner. Ducatelli so far this afternoon is 2 for 3 and has drawn a walk. 0-1 delivery is taken for strike 2. Ducatelli did some damage with a double to the wall in right field. That was back in the 7th. As ball 1 misses outside, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Antonio Ducatelli. Up outside of Long Island on the Nassau County Championship as a senior, but will swing and miss. That's strike 3, and the inning is over. Norwich strikes again for a pair, and the lead is 7. It's 9-2. We're headed to the 9th inning next here in Norwich. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Summer is here and the temps are soaring, but it seems like insurance prices are too. Let the Burns Agency bring the relief. Our quality coverage at unmatched pricing with top-notch service makes us the trusted choice for Eastern Connecticut. Home, auto, business, life, the Burns Agency does it all. We're a 3rd-generation, locally owned and operated agency with 2 convenient locations. Walk in, give us a call, or chat online today. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
It's the flamethrower Gavin Hawks who will enter the ball game here in the 9th inning. It's the all-star reliever back into the ball game here on consecutive nights. Worked an inning and a third in the victory last night. Well, no runs, just one hit, issued 2 walks, facing 7 batters. A 5-2 record this summer for the Yardley, Pennsylvania native. The 5.17 ERA over 11 outings. And 31 and a third innings worked, 27 punchouts to 10 walks. It's the leadoff hitter, Tyler Favretta, to lead it off. Top of the order for Gavin Hawks with a 7-run lead. Strike one catches the inside corner. 5'10", 200 the measurables for the righty reliever Gavin Hawks out of Rider University. There's the breaking ball for strike 2. This past spring with Rider, a 6.87 ERA, an 0-2 record in 15 appearances, 18 and a third innings worked. The 1-2 pitch on the ground is short, long run across for Tirado, who's able to make the play. Another strong defensive play by Anthony Tirado, who has been a wizard defensively over the last couple of days. Another fine play on a ground ball that was headed right back up the middle. Tirado able to cover ground quickly, moving from his right to his left, and fires a dart on the line to Bo Jaworski. There's out number 1 in the Vermont 9th. Bring up the left fielder, Sam Cavosa. Aggressive on the first pitch, chopped to third. Tomasetto charging in across the diamond in time. There's out number 2. Nice read there by Nick Tomasetto on the in-between hopper, which was rolling slowly up the third base line. Came cruising in to collect it, and then in all-in-one motion was able to set his feet, and Bo Jaworski able to stay on the first base bag. 2 up and 2 down. Just 3 pitches needed so far in the 9th by Gavin Hawks. Mark Quattroni's the final hope here. And there's the first pitch, aggressive on the run is Ducatelli, is able to make the catch in right field. Say goodnight to the Lake Monsters. Norwich wins it by a final score of 9-2. And just 4 pitches needed by Gavin Hawks. And what a play over there in the outfield by Antonio Ducatelli. Was able to make the catch on the run in mid-flight to make the catch on it. If we have a look at it, Ducatelli leaping up, makes the catch, and wins the ball game to seal the deal. Stick with us, the post-game interview and our post-game recap as Norwich clinches the series victory. They take 3 of 5 against the Vermont Lake Monsters here this week and have win number 32 through 50 contests. Don't go anywhere. The post-game interview and the recap coming up next. This is Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Wednesday is Dodd Stadium Bike Night, supporting A Reason to Ride. We're also home Thursday, August the 1st, against Brockton, 6:30 p.m. On Thursday, we always have Thirsty Thursday, brought to you by Narragansett Beer. And on Friday, August the 2nd, we play Vermont again at 6:30 p.m. This coming Friday, Fan Appreciation Night and post-game fireworks presented by Liberty Bank. We'll open the gates early on Friday. 4:30 we'll open the gates for our pre-game entertainment, Possum. So fireworks this coming Friday night. We do ask that parents and those watching the kids, please do not sit or stand on the dugouts as you're watching the youngsters.
Unicorns earn the series victory as they take 3-5 from the Vermont Lake Monsters. I'm Adam Plager, joined now by the player of the game, Bo Jaworski. Your bats continue to heat up. Another 2 RBIs. Just talk about that plate approach for you to get that game even.
Oh, yeah, it's never fun to get an 0-2 count. So right there, I was a little in defense mode, but I saw the curveball earlier in the count, so when I saw it, I just kind of punched it through, and it got through.
Obviously a slow start, but just talk about the way the bullpen went to work. They throw 7 scoreless innings. Just talk about what they've done for this group all year long.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we're the Corns. Like, we never win clean, but we find a way to win, and that's why we're in first place, so.
The offensive production was unstoppable after the 4th inning. We're up for 9 unanswered runs. Just talk about the balance right now in this batting order.
Oh, yeah, I think it helps that we were home. We were in Vermont for a few days, so, it's never easy making all that way, going traveling there. But coming back home, seeing the home fans, I think it was easier just to lock in and do our thing. Last
question for you. Obviously, the team on a roll right now. How do you try and keep things going?
Just stay loose. We're a big stay loose team. As soon as we start getting tight, that's never what you want. So just stay loose, have fun, make jokes in the dugout. That's it.
Unicorn fans, that is Bo Jaworski as Norwich wins it by a final score of 9-2 here on Sunday Fun Day.
Thank you.
In the outfield. Thank you for running the bases this afternoon. I'm sure some of you have done this before this year. Thank you for running the bases in the past as well. Make sure you come to home plate now. Okay, kids, once again, make sure you touch each base, come to home plate, and head on out to the outfield to have that catch with your friends. We have some baseballs out there for you. Please remain off of the infield grass and also the pitcher's mound. Okay, kids, once again, thank you for running the bases this evening. And another reminder, we have fireworks following this coming Friday night's game. Hope to see you back out here this week.
Summer is here and the temps are soaring, but it seems like insurance prices are too. Let the Burns Agency bring the relief. Our quality coverage at unmatched pricing with top-notch service makes us the trusted choice for Eastern Connecticut. Home, auto, business, life, the Burns Agency does it all. We're a third-generation, locally owned and operated agency with 2 convenient locations. Walk in, give us a call, or chat online today. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better at Burns. Much better. So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Norwich Unicorns are proud to celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. The point-of-sale merchandise store has you covered all season long and is pleased to offer new merch weekly. From the Norwich Navigator days to today, we honor our past and celebrate our future. Gear up today at the point-of-sale team store, open for all home games and 24/7 access online at goseaunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at the ballpark this summer, geared up in the Sea Unicorn spirit. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
Norwich Unicorns winners here on this Sunday Fun Day. It's back-to-back victories for Norwich. As we bring you in deck to the broadcast booth, it's win number 32 of the summer through 50 contests. Norwich remaining atop of the Future League standings, now 50 games through, and just 1 week of regular season baseball remaining in the Futures League. The Norwich Unicorns will play a home-and-home series to kick things off with the New Britain Bees. But we take a look at how things unfolded here in this ball game, and a choppy start for Norwich. Plenty of turbulence for the starting pitcher, Justin Marks, who worked just 2 innings here in this ball game. Allowed a couple of earned runs, issued 2 walks, and had a strikeout, and also had a couple of wild pitches in his outing. Not the start that Justin Marks is looking for, but 7 shutout innings from the Norwich bullpen, begun by Caden Murphy. He earns the victory, his first of the summer. And LSU's just 1 walk with 1 strikeout. But again, you just go down the line of this bullpen and the staff and the way that the pitching staff and the bullpen was able to attack this Vermont offense. Despite allowing 2 early runs, Norwich quickly fastened their seatbelts, they kicked back, they got into gear, and they started playing Norwich Unicorn baseball. And when we talk about the defense of what Norwich has been able to do, that's the big reason why they come out victorious. You look at plays like Anthony Tirado at short all game long, all series long. You really turn things up another level, as we'll show you some of those highlights defensively. Yes, plenty of swing and miss stuff. The strikeouts, which we'll get to, but again, get confidence as a pitcher when you're on the mound and you're firing strikes, you're working ahead in counts, and you work to the defense behind you, and plenty of strong plays. I think the last play of the night by Antonio Ducatelli, maybe not the read he wanted off the baseball, but as you see there, Bo Jaworski too, give him credit too, to stay on the bag at first. A couple of throws that were a little bit low, a little bit wide, able to reach out, extend that wingspan a little bit, and make sure he was able to hold on to the baseball to make sure Norwich is able to play a clean game. That's now consecutive victories for Norwich in which they do not commit any errors. That's a trend that is going to need to continue. As Norwich enters the final stretch of this season, this part of the season, everything is so magnified. Every mistake is so big now. Talk about the walks. That was a factor in this ball game for Vermont. And little mistakes like that where you allow 9 free passes on back-to-back nights. This was a Norwich offense ready to make you pay. Here's a look at some of those plays, too, defensively. Once again, how about that? Anthony Tirado on a ball that had eyes on it to go back up the middle. And here's another one as well. You talk about the way this Norwich team is able to play. They really got things going in the 4th inning. Norwich with a couple of runs thanks to Bo Jaworski, who's able to flip an RBI game-tying base hit. into left field with 2 strikes in defense mode. Norwich takes the lead in the 5th inning on an RBI ground out by Nick Tomasetto. And then it was 3 consecutive innings for Norwich where they played a pair of runs en route to a 9-2 victory. They win the series this week against the Vermont Lake Monsters, taking 3 of 5. And a chance to hold on to first place in the Futures League before we get set to wrap up the regular season next week. 2 games against the New Britain Bees. They'll meet with the Vermont Lake Monsters at home once again next week as well. Still waiting to see if there is going to be a makeup game next Sunday against the Future League Road Warriors. We'll have to wait and find out for that. So again, stick with us. We'll have some more information depending on how things unfold. If Norwich does not need that game on Sunday, they're not going to play that ball game. Final score here is 9-2. The Norwich Scenic Horns improved to 4-1 here at home on Sunday Fun Days, and 7-3 in Sunday contest overall. The winning pitcher is Caden Murphy. He has his first win of the summer, and the loss goes to Charlie Cutts. He's now 0-2 this summer. This ball game wrapping up in 2 hours, 58 minutes time. That's going to do it here for the broadcast. Norwich winners by a final score of 9-2 over the Vermont Lake Monsters. The Scenic Horns will be back in action against the New Britain Bees. 6:35 start time at New Britain Stadium on a Tuesday on the road. For the team at SNSN, I'm Adam Plager saying so long and